think my dad was trying to one of the waitresses. And she was like, hey, are you all right? She could tell I was sad. And I was like, yeah, I want to meet Joe Montana. And she's like, come with me. And she walked me through the restaurant to Jerry Rice's table where him and his wife and your future prom date, I got to like shake his hand. I couldn't even talk. I was just like, yeah. And he's like, you're a 49er fan? I was like, And he's like, well, it's nice to meet you. And I was like, I just met Jerry Rice. And my dad's like, what'd you say? And I was like, nothing.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler. And we are on a mission to find the greatest game of all time. On today's episode, we are covering Super Bowl 24 between the 49ers and the Broncos with comedian, podcaster, and Macho Man Randy Savage impeccable impersonator, Dan Soder. And we're talking being a Niners fan in the 90s.
What's up, Mission Viejo Elementary? I'll see you on the schoolyard. Joe Montana is better than John Elway.
Mike McDaniel's stories.
Dude, I knew he was going to do something because he was obsessed with football in a way that I was obsessed with comedy.
And if Rodney Dangerfield was an NFL coach.
We got Bobby Humphrey. I don't know if he's running from the 49ers defense or the police for a DUI. Look it up.
And then we recap with the Patriots Hall of Fame weekend and this week's Chill Zone presented by Coors Light. You got to stick around to the very end. Let's go. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. January 28th, 1990. Louisiana Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Airways Broncos look to dethrone the reigning champs in the Big Easy.
But Jerry and Joe couldn't be stopped. This is Super Bowl 24.
Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. Bro, that was so fun, dude. That was a blast.
Today, we are looking at Super Bowl 24, Broncos versus the Niners. Welcome to the Nuthouse, Dan.
Dude, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to talk specifically about this with you. You're a Bay Area kid.
I am a Bay Area kid.
You're a grew up a 49ers
Huge
fan.
One.
This is I would say we're a couple years different in age, but I would say this is the zenith of this is the peak of the 49ers dynasty.
He you know what he did right there? He saw that I didn't know what the fuck Zenith was.
You know what I checked?
And then he had to change it.
That's
TV reading the room.
You know what it is? That's a check down.
That's a check down. That's an audible. Hot route.
Yeah.
We had a Will Week safety blitz. He threw hot.
I looked at it and I went, check down. I'm going to check down.
I like the check down.
Peak. Yeah. But this is my favorite Super Bowl. I would say this Super Bowl is definitive of who I am as a person.
Is this the greatest game of all time?
I don't know, because I have too much personal involvement in this Super Bowl. This is 1990. I'm 6 years old.
6. You remember this game?
This is the first. There was so much in this Super Bowl for me.
Yeah.
You have to understand, grew up diehard 49ers fan.
Yeah.
My mom, she's from Fresno, but her whole family's from Colorado.
Okay.
My dad, Bay Area.
Bay Area guy.
I mean, raised. I never lived there. I would visit him for long periods of time.
What part of the Bay?
He was from East Bay, born in Oakland, grew up in Walnut Creek, went to College Park High School. First
Niners fan, huh?
Diehard. I don't know why.
See, that right there, if you're an East Bay kid, usually you're a Raiders fan.
I think he wanted to be a little bit of a contrarian. Also, my grandma was a Niners fan.
That could be it.
And my grandma would go to Kezar. She would tell me going to watch, bring knives in to make sandwiches.
Yeah. Well, so the Niners are significantly older than the Raiders. The Raiders came in with the AFL in 1960. The Niners are I think one of the original. Now, don't fact check me, but they're like a super old team.
Yeah, they are older. They are, and I know
so
my grandma. So my grandma, who grew up or moved to the Bay Area when she was 16, she's a huge Niners fan. Dad's a huge Niners fan. So it was inevitable. I'm a 49ers fan.
Yeah.
Even though I'm born in Hartford, while my mom's working for Aetna, because my parents.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah, my parents met.
The Whalers.
Yeah, the Whalers, dude. Shout out the Whalers.
They got sick hats too. Got a
Great
bunch of them.
merch.
Great merch.
Great merch. I'm marrying into a Bruins family, so I cannot wear the Whalers merch.
I almost wore my Whalers hat today.
Dude, the
I looked
Whalers-
in my closet. I was like, nah, not today.
It was, but here's the thing is, my mom was working for Aetna. That's why we were living out there. That's why I was
is
born out
Aetna?
there. Insurance.
Oh, insurance.
I got it. No,
I thought it was Etnies, like the shoe company.
No,
the
that'd be,
skate
even,
shoes. I
that
was like,
would be
damn.
way cooler. I got to
doing
worry about
kickflips?
life and casualty. I want sneaks.
I was doing the math. Like, I don't think those probably started in Connecticut.
Yeah, dude. Connecticut was like insurance hub in the 80s. And my mom worked for Aetna. So I'm born in Hartford, but the first piece of clothing I'm in is a 49ers onesie. And it's like, I'm born in 83. So we're on our way up.
Way up.
We're on our way right after, the 81 Super Bowl. I don't remember 84, Marino, Montana. I'm 1. 88, I kind of remember it. I'm like watching football with my dad. I'm super into the 49ers.
Yeah.
So I kind of remember that. But then we moved to Denver, 88, end of 88. So the beginning of the 88 season, which is, or 89, excuse me. We moved to Denver. I'm a 49ers fan. I'm a 5 or 6 year old diehard 49ers.
And they love their football in Denver.
It's John Elway town.
Oh, yeah.
It's John Elway town.
John L.
My parents divorce this year, 1989. Parents split up. Dad moves back to the Bay. Mom and I stay in Aurora, Colorado.
Okay.
My mom's like, fuck that. I'm not going to support the 49ers. I'm a Broncos fan. Whole family's a Broncos fan.
Only
so my
Niners.
mom's like, go Broncos. Go John Elway. I'm staying a Niners
You
fan.
got to.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Late 80s? You think I'm getting off the boat?
Can't.
We're eating good.
Now, I got one question about the divorce.
Yeah. Dad's fault.
Is this why you became a comic? Because usually I'm very close with Sam
yeah.
Morrell. He says every comic has a traumatic something.
Yeah, Batman doesn't become Batman if his parents aren't murdered outside the opera.
1,000%.
This was just the beginning.
This was the beginning of comedy.
I wish this was the reason I was a comic. This was the amuse-bouche leading into why I'm a comic. I wish this was the darkest it got. I would pray for sunny days like this later in life, but this would, I'd say, is the initial crack in the fountain. This is what's leading to this kid's going to have a life in comedy.
And then also probably being a fan of the 49ers and a full Broncos.
Hostile territory. What's up, Mission Viejo Elementary? I'll see you on the schoolyard. Joe Montana is better than John Elway.
Not even close.
It's not even a conversation. You want to talk about baseball? Maybe. But you were talking about football? Joe Montana.
Hey, what about basketball? Joe got drafted as a basketball player.
Oh, yeah, because he was a running quarterback at Notre Dame.
People forget that he was a fucking hella good basketball player.
I wish I would have known that. I wish I would have had that basketball thing about like, well, because everyone would be like, well, Elway's a better athlete. He was drafted in baseball. I forgot. And
Elway did have a cannon, though.
Dude, Elway was,
He had a cannon.
by the way,
Yeah.
listen, growing up a Niners fan, one thing I will say, I respect the fuck out of John Elway. And I ended up having, listen, this is why this game is so important. I ended up having a soft spot for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
You grow up, my mom loves them. My family, my mom's family, diehard Broncos fans. I'm with the Niners.
Yeah.
I've already picked my lot in life. So we get to the Super Bowl, this Super Bowl. My parents are going through a pretty, it wasn't a good divorce. It's pretty tough.
None of them are.
My mom decides to have a Super Bowl party. You know, she's got single mom energy. Dude, if you would have seen this picture back then, the hair was big. She had a 6-year-old. Trish is feeling it. She's in her 40s and she's like, I don't need a man.
Just swinging town in Denver,
You
too.
know what I mean?
Hey,
Denver's
got that
on the-
pineapple upside down in the grocery mart with little guy.
Denver is a party town. You know, she ended up in the mountains. She's in the plains partying. So she has this Super Bowl party. It's all orange and blue, except her 6-year-old son, who's in a Joe Montana jersey. And then we watch a 55-10 decimation of the Denver Broncos. There's only one person going nuts in that house.
Oh, my God.
That's 6-year-old Dan Soder going absolutely bonkers at this party. And it's like, what a fun Super Bowl. The Divorce Bowl. It's my parents, it's the Divorce
Naming
Bowl
it right
for
now.
me.
Now,
Yeah.
did you ever get in any fights with any family members over this?
Well, one of the funniest things my dad is, but I think at this time he's still living in Denver. It's before he moved back to the Bay Area. Him and my mom weren't on good terms, and the 49ers win the Super Bowl, and he calls the house, and he's like, hey, pal, go out front. I left you something under the doormat. And I go under the doormat, and it's, I'm sorry, I'm not telling the story correctly. He calls me, and I'm like, Dad said he left something under the doormat. My mom opens the door. It's the first time I was ever heard, and she goes, cocksucker. And it's 49ers Super Bowl pennant, Super Bowl champion, and a big helmet that I had on my wall till I graduated high school. My dad dropped it off at the front door like, there you go.
Fucking sports.
Yeah, dude. He's like, that's for my ex and my son. Dude, I remember my dad leaving that for my mom and her being like, this motherfucker's not even paying child support.
I've never
heard.
heard.
Dropping off Super Bowl champion banners.
Day of?
Like the week or two after. You know, because back in the 90s, you're like getting it printed.
You had to watch after ESPN.
Yeah,
they'd have like,
Sports
you can
Illustrated.
order it and
take down the number and call it. But he got a Super Bowl champion with both of their helmets. It was the New Orleans. It had all like the Mardi Gras shit. Dude, I remember getting those. And my mom being like, she didn't like the Niners until he died. And then she was like, oh, he's dead. I think I can like the Niners again.
Well, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
I've never seen co-parenting battle.
That's what I mean.
Bring in the sport. But I also live in California, so it's a little different probably. I bet you go to like Alabama and shit.
Oh, I bet Auburn, Alabama houses. When you get that, but here's the thing is they were never, I think she chose the Broncos as kind of like, I ain't going to cheer on the Niners because I know my ex-husband is going to love it.
Yeah.
But I was in. Giants and the San Francisco Giants, San Francisco 49ers. When the Rockies came around in 93, everyone was like, Colorado Rocky Fever, and I was like, they're in the NL West. They can go fuck themselves.
Who they had one? They had the batter. Who was the?
They had Andres Galarraga.
No, Walker.
Oh, Larry Walker. Larry Walker was dude.
Because I used to play those baseball games, and he was always nasty.
Larry Walker was MVP, dude. He was fucking nasty.
I just found out he grew up in the same street as Cam Neely.
Really?
In Canada, and they like played together.
That's a badass street. Yeah. That's a badass street. You got Cam Neely and Larry Walker. Larry Walker hit like 415 one year, some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Who's your hockey team?
I didn't grow up. I grew up without a hockey team. Avalanche came to Colorado. I liked to drink beers and watch it in high school. That was fun, but I never got into it.
So when the Sharks first came,
my dad was huge into the Sharks.
Yeah,
my dad tried to get me into the Sharks, and I was kind of like,
well, we're California people. I've told this story a million times, but me and my dad would go, and my brother, we go to the Cow Palace because they were playing at the Cow Palace.
Yo, dude, I almost wore my Cow Palace shirt. Yeah. I have a Cow Palace shirt. I used to go to WWF there.
Yeah, my brother went there. I didn't get to make one. My dad took my brother, but we go to there and we missed the first two quarters because we thought it was football. Like,
you thought there were four.
And we're like, oh, at least we'll get the second half. We're there for like 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and the fucking game's over. We're like, oh, what the fuck? That was my introduction to hockey. And
you're like, I don't even get this.
No.
Mine was, it was fun. Like I said, it was fun to like, the Avalanche were immediately good. Mm-hmm. So it was like easy. But then I just didn't stick with it.
Does hockey always do that? An expansion team wins the ship.
I mean,
like,
the Knights came out and were great.
Hot.
That's the end of the list. It's the Avs and the Knights. Yeah.
Okay. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
no
only
cracking. No cracking.
No cracking. Yeah.
And then now my fiance Katie, she's a huge Bruin. I mean, but here's the thing about Boston that a lot of people don't talk about, and you know this from living out there. It's like there are families where it is like hockey here, and then the next thing is Patriots or Red Sox.
Yeah.
There's a
cult. There's a cult of Bruins fans that, because it's the Northeast, that's where hockey thrives. And
high school shit. Katie's brother was nasty at high school, at hockey in high school, like coming up. So they're a hockey family.
Yeah.
And I was kind of up for adoption.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, let's do this. Yeah. And it's kind of fun because I'm learning hockey through them, but they're like really invested. Yeah. So then there's moments where like the Bruins hasn't been going well the last two seasons. And so I kind of am like, hey, should I leave?
Yeah.
You know, you get that sports feeling where you go,
shut up, Dad.
Yeah, you go, I don't want to fuck this up.
Oh my God.
Because she knows the 49ers for me run, that's number one with a bullet. Like I watch preseason games. I'm into all that shit.
Like on average, how much football are you watching a week? Not just Niners though.
Oh, everything. Red zone. Once it starts, football coming back is like
12-hour Sundays.
Give me that first college game that happened like 3 weeks ago.
Week zero.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, what we got? They're playing in Dublin. We got Georgia Tech over in Dublin.
Yeah.
And then I'm full shoveling in my face.
Who's the college team?
Grew up loving the Buffs. So here's what's interesting.
Colorado.
Yeah, you grew up
And they
in
were
Colorado.
natties back then.
1990, same year. And that was like and my dad was a Cal fan. So here's how it worked. Dad was huge into Cal. Family loved the Warriors.
Yeah.
Loved the Niners and Giants. I stayed Niners Giants. There was no budging on that. NBA, when they traded when they traded Tim Hardaway to the Heat.
Yeah.
I was with my dad, actually. He was working at this liquor store in Mill Valley called Dan's Liquors. And I'd like just chill there, just hang out on the side with him. And I remember being like, I don't think I'm going to be a Warriors fan anymore. And my dad was like, what? And I was like, I think I want to be a Nuggets fan. And he was like, the Denver Nuggets? And I was like, yeah, I love LaFonso Ellis. Like, I was just super into LaFonso Ellis. And then we got Mutombo. And I was kind of like, yo, the Nuggets are kind of sick.
Yeah.
And they changed their jerseys to like the dark blue. It wasn't the skyline. It was like the nugget with the wraparound. Just kind of like fresh, cool unis. And I was like, I'm going to be a Nuggets fan. And my dad was like this, okay.
Yeah.
And then the Warriors went off.
Yeah, but that was, they didn't go off then.
No, but like later, my grandma died a Warriors fan,
Yeah.
and she would rub that shit in my face.
Yeah.
She'd be like, Dubs won. And I'd be like, I know.
But that was a very, that time, that was probably what, early 90s when you
Yeah,
did that?
93.
So, I mean, that's when the Warriors were unwatchable. They
Dude,
were
it's just
so
well,
bad.
they had Run TMC, they had Mullen, they had Hardaway, they had Mitch Red.
But they all went away, and they were bad for a while.
Yeah, and then they had that weird futuristic design.
Yeah, with
that
Sprewell choking out the coach, which I still kind of liked him then.
I loved. But
the Kings came, and a lot of the Bay Area people were like, they had C-Web, Lottie Divac, they had fucking all the Slavics and shit.
Dude, they were actually battling the Lakers.
Yes.
Those Sacramento
They were
Kings
fun
teams
to
were
cheer
fun
for.
as hell. Those Western Conference Finals, 2000, 2001, Kings, Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who you're a fan of.
Robert
Those were
Horry. Rigged, bro. Rigged.
We did that
We
game.
did that game with Bibby.
Oh, yeah.
And Hassan Minaj.
Yeah, and
That's right.
Yeah.
Real. That's because he's from up there. He's from
Yeah. I think he's from
right?
Sacramento.
Yeah, he's from like
Yeah.
outside of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's funny when Sacramento decides to be Bay Area or not.
They're not. Okay, hey, if you ain't on that damn Bay, if you ain't touching it, you ain't Bay.
You know what's funny about that is, do you remember when the Warriors were playing the Kings, I think in a playoff series recently, and they kicked E40 out of a game in Sacramento?
Did they?
Yeah, and then everyone online was like, oh, your Bay card is pulled.
Gone.
They're like, it got toasted. I forget what the exact story is, but E40 got asked to leave a Kings game, and everyone was like, you don't do that to the King of the Bay.
You can't if you think you're from the Bay.
Dude, E40's the man.
Yeah,
When I
game
went
one
to
of the
Ohio, I brought the My Ghetto Report card out there
Yes.
for college, and people looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. Like, what is this shit, man? What the fuck?
What did they react weirder to, E40 or you saying hella?
E40.
E40?
E40. Because some
what's
guys I mean, I don't know. Nah, hella was pretty.
Hella is a way that you immediately go, you're Northern California, huh?
But I was
'Cause
the
people
only
will be like,
California kid on the team. So
Really?
they all thought anyone, if like in football, if they think you're from California, they think surfer dude.
Yeah, they think Southern California.
Yeah.
They don't understand
realize
the
how
North.
big the state is.
It's also funny because it's like, it takes someone like Marshawn Lynch to go, no, there's a Bay Area accent.
Oh yeah.
Like the way what's up, Mark ass Buster?
Yeah,
like
Buster.
the way they enunciate.
Stupid doo-doo dumb out here, dog.
Yeah, you'll hear people and you go, that's Bay Area.
Rogue is that's an East Palo Alto term.
Yeah.
Like what's up, Rogue?
And then you got like the Diaz brothers and the whole Stockton lingo, all of that.
I hang out with the Diaz
Yeah,
boys.
they're awesome. I spazzed it. So
But Stockton's still not the Bay.
Niners, Chiefs, the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Michael Che got me a ticket through SNL
Yeah.
because he's a big Niners fan. Because
Yeah.
he grew up loving the Niners just to piss off his brother. His brother's was a Giants fan, and he was like, fuck that, go Niners. And that's Michael Che in a nutshell. He just wants to piss people off. And so he's just like, go Niners. So we text all the time during Niners games, and we beat the Lions. He was like, I'm asking Lauren for tickets. And I was like, dude, please.
Yeah.
And then Shane was out there doing Bud Light shit. And Shane was like, I got a couch in my hotel room. You can just crash in my hotel room.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it, I'll ask Bud Light for another hotel room. And I was like, because you know about the Super Bowl, the hardest thing is hotel rooms and tickets. Those are the two hardest things to get. Che comes through with that. Shane comes through with the couch in his hotel room. And he does a show with Bert and Tom the night before the Super Bowl in Vegas.
I think I was there.
I think you might have. And we're all hanging out in the back. And Nate Diaz and Shane are friends. And I'm friends with some of Nate's friends, and we're talking, and then Nate's like, Shane's like, Nate, this is Dan. And he's like, oh, you're a Niners fan? And I start talking about the Niners, and I got so into it that Nate was like, okay. And he just left, and I was like, fuck. I was like, I think I just spazzed out so hard that Nate Diaz was like, I'm good, man. I was like, no, I think, honestly, we stopped the run. I think there's like a real good chance. Like, they bring in, again, like our secondary, they haven't seen our Hofanga's the fucking man.
Too much ball knowledge.
Yeah. No, I was just going like, blah, 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 like,
I think they just want to drink.
Yeah, and they were like, he was like, all right, man. He just walked away, and Shane walked over. I was like, shit, I think I fucked up. But yeah, man, I mean, this is like, to me, this is my favorite 49ers team. Like, everyone has their favorite SNL cast. You know what I mean? Like,
and
sometimes,
this is arguably one of the greatest teams of all time.
I mean, dude, number one, you got my favorite player of all time, Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, we'll get into that team. What are your thoughts on this current Niners team? We're 3-0 right now when we're taping this. I don't know when we're delivering this, but next week,
are
they going to be
hopefully
4-0?
4-0, beating the Jags. Injuries, man. I'm always nervous about injuries, and Bosa tearing his ACL is like heartbreaking. I was telling you before we sat down, the night I got on the flight, and they were like, we don't know what it is, but it's not an ACL. And you're like, thank God. And I landed, and it was like ACL. And you're like, fuck.
I hate when coaches talk about it. Can't, let's not even just give the people hope.
It just crushed me.
That hurts.
You turn on your phone, and you're like, shit. But
that's going to hurt him.
Brock coming back. You know, I think Kittle will be back in the next couple weeks. I think it's all about timing. It's all about timing. And I think Saleh running the defense feels so relaxing, just to be like, oh, he's got this.
Yeah.
He's going to dial something up. Seeing him, that intensity on the sidelines as a Niners fan, it just feels great.
It does.
Just to be like, it feels like, oh, we have a chance. Because I think past couple of years, defense has been the part where you're like, don't give it up, don't give it up.
I mean, and they don't have the same player. They have lesser players now because a lot of those guys left.
Yeah, but I love D. Winters stepping up for Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, Winters is good. But the corners, we got to see what the corner situation is.
They're young in the backfield. I miss Hufanga.
And anyone could be a good corner when you have Nick Bosa on the edge, but he's not going to be there anymore.
What do you think?
You know, I think right now that they have 3 wins getting through this first quarter of the season. That's how you break it down when you're playing. You break the season down into quarters. Now that has 17 week, whatever. Yeah. But like the first quarter, this is like about learning what your team does well, learning what your team doesn't do well. And if you can collect wins while learning your team through these first 8 weeks, like that's huge. Because like what you just said, it's about timing on playing your best football at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So the fact that they are cleaning up right now in the division, collecting wins without their guys, that's all a positive. It's just going to be on if they can continue that progress because, you know, Brock Purdy, he's going to come in, he's going to be a different player.
Yeah.
That toe, we all forget that turf toe, it retired the most athletic man, Deion Sanders. Turf toe is nothing to play around with.
Did you ever get that?
Never got that. But I used to get the Jones fractures. I'd break my 5th metatarsal. Those are bad. But
was there anything you guys did in New England to time like warming up later in the season? Was there anything like, you know, you're talking about like playing your best football at the right time. I feel like the Patriots were exceptional at like kind of similar to what the Chiefs do now, where they just kind of hang around in the fight and then you see them in December
that's because we were learn our team for those first 8 weeks because each year you have new coaches and new players, no matter what. This is the National Football League. There's always turnover every year. So you may lose a guy here. You're trying to figure out what you have to do to, protect this guy, make this guy productive. How are we getting production? Are we giving out tendencies of only ways of getting production? All right, now we got to work in this. Like, that's how it was in New England. Like,
sure.
each week we were just trying to win the game, but also trying to improve our team and learn our team.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to week 12, which I like to call cream season, that's when the cream rises to the top. You just get past that pasteurization period.
Yeah. There's a farmer somewhere that loves ball right now that's like, this is my whole shit.
1000%.
Finally, he's like, there's an explosion at the flavor factory. Now there's dairy in my football.
And if you're trying to become a butter team, dog, if you're trying to become a butter team out here,
buttery soft.
that's when you know, like,
dude,
that's when you see those teams exceed, because all the shit they've learned their season along the line, and they know what they're doing well, and they know what they got to stay away from, and then they also had some stuff in the back pocket for when these things have been working that no one ever sees.
Yeah, where you go, we got a little surprise.
Yeah.
Little.
And a lot of it is also health.
Yeah. I mean, dude, in the NFL, it seems like
health.
It's all. That's everything.
That's what Bill used to say. Nothing more important than the health of the team.
Especially like I mean, as a 49er fan, you know, you just go like, come on. It's everything. You go, again?
Yeah.
I don't, what's wrong? Stop. What did you guys do? It's like, that's like every week when someone goes down, you're like, I'm sorry. As a fan, you take it personal. You're like, I'm going to stop eating cereal late.
Yeah.
God's upset at me. That's why George Kittle's hamstring got hurt, was because I shouldn't have had a bowl of Cocoa Krispies at 2:30 in the morning because I smoked a joint.
Yeah, the superstition is real. But but the thing is also with, you know, the bad thing about the Niners, they've been really good for the last 5, 7, 8 years, right?
Yeah, since Kyle.
So they play deep into those seasons. So when you have a lot of guys, a lot of continuity, you play deep into the seasons, you have less recovery in the off season, and they go to go deep in the season like they have and not collect a Super Bowl. That's tough, because these things start to happen. Injuries to older players will start to happen the older they get. That's just how it goes.
So the only solution is we'll just win the ring this year, and then everyone will feel better, and then we'll stop getting injured.
Or you
go.
I think so.
Know. Yeah, I don't know, man. It is one of those things where it's the older I get, the more I understand people getting injured. I'm like, dude, I get up off my couch and I almost pull something.
I think like right now, like the Niners are having a lot of success, and Christian McCaffrey's touching the ball a lot. But that scares me, because they're collecting all these wins, and is he going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
Because the numbers haven't told us that he has. And right now he's on pace to break the record for all-time touches in a season.
Yeah, which you're like with a guy that is older, that has had a history of injuries.
Like that's so like we would do this. So like in New England, I would start out hot with like 30 catches in the first, 35 catches in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Then we would design where they wouldn't throw to me for like 2 weeks and get tendencies somewhere else, and also take the load off of me.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where play calling, medical staff, training staff all comes into play. Like, yeah, you want to ride the horse until he fucking dies, but sometimes you got to bring that other horse. You know, you see a guy trying to get away, and they take the second horse.
Jump to the other horse.
That guy dies. You got to jump on the other horse.
Jump to the other horse.
Some Red Dead type shit.
Yeah, dude. It's almost like in baseball where they count the pitches.
Yeah.
Where you're almost kind of like, hey, man, we can't let you throw that much. I thought that's why they brought in Brian Robinson.
I think like, that's huge.
Like to bring him in when we got that trade.
Yeah.
Also, it makes the 49ers coming out to Many Men with him and Pretty Ricky. Fucking sick. Yeah, you come on out to Many Men, and it's like, I don't know, a team that's going to stick with you in the first quarter.
Is that what they call him?
That's what I call him. Ricky. Ricky Pearsall's the man. I call him Pretty Ricky every time he touches that ball.
Pretty Ricky,
it's pretty.
Ricky.
He does have like a swag about.
Dude, he got shot in Union Square. The bullet
He tried to take him out, right? Do we have a video yet?
No, I don't think
I
they
haven't seen anything yet.
But dude,
he said he wrestled him.
Dude, he's the fucking man. He also is like, my friend is a huge Florida fan, and when we drafted him, he called me up. He's like, you guys got a dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then he got shot, and then he played. And then now he's, you know, and also 49ers getting Ayuk back.
That'll be huge.
Like, that's going to be something that were tendencies where they don't know. It's just going to change. Also getting Juwan Jennings, third and one.
Without a doubt. But then it also, you know, there's a fine line with that. How much time is he had on task with Brock that time? So, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
The relationship's got to get back there.
We got to get back to it.
But
so
hopefully, timing-wise, it like heats up.
It times up right. Hopefully it does. Hopefully you get the injuries out early and you get healthy at the end. That's how it happens sometimes.
Yeah. The NFL is...
It's king.
It's why I love it as a sport.
It's king.
it's emotional.
Yeah.
You're like worried. You like have a worry where you're like, like I play, like I'm on tour now. I'm starting the tour as we're recording this Thursday in LA.
Let's go.
But I'm kicking off the tour. But as I'm playing in the travel with the tour, I'm like, I need to see the Niners. So I need to be home in order to watch the Niners or go to a game. I need to be able to like, I plan around the NFL season. Bill Burr was the first one that did that.
Oh yeah.
When I was coming up, he would talk about it on his podcast. He'd be like, "No, I go and I see NFL games that I want to see," and you're like, "It's fucking
Smart.
That's the way to go, dude." But you need a little juice. You can't be doing that earlier in your career.
No,
I want to go see a Niners game, and they're like, "Dude, you're not selling tickets. Suck a dick." And you're like, "Yeah, I'll shut the fuck up. Sorry about that."
So
Hey, Dan, can I get you to lower the mic a little bit?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, lower it.
Lower, yeah. Is that
sorry.
good?
We just want to see that pretty face. We want to see that pretty face.
I'm hiding. I'm like Prince. I'm gonna hide behind it. I don't want it.
Man, I miss Prince.
Dude, I've been watching old, you know how the algorithm gets you?
Yeah.
They're showing me Prince clips of him just fucking wailing. Just picking up guitars and being like, "Oh, this little thing."
He's like the best music. Like that's what people don't. I don't know.
That halftime show too.
Oh yeah, it was
I
unbelievable.
loved him,
Speaking
man.
of dudes that can hoop too.
And he could hoop. He could hoop
I mean,
and then
come
beat
on.
your ass and then gets you pancakes
Come on,
right after,
dude.
like Chappelle
Guy's
said.
giving you a finger roll, and then he's just like, "I wrote a song about that."
Yeah.
I wrote a song about just breaking your ankles. And it'd be a song that you would want to fuck to, which is weird.
yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
this is about my ankles getting snapped, but why am I horny? Anybody else notice after that song that we're all way hornier, Prince?
Yeah.
How did you do that? He's like a little guy.
Favorite
He was
Prince
just like
song? What's your favorite Prince song?
I mean, I'm not like a giant Prince guy, but when I first heard the Foo Fighters cover Darling Nikki,
Yeah.
and then I heard the original, I was like, yo, this song is nasty. And then you listen, I mean, Purple Rain's obviously everyone's favorite.
I like Nothing Compares.
Nothing compares.
Nothing
But Raspberry Beret, there's just a ton of stuff where you're just like, he
Red Corvette, what was it?
fucking,
Little Red Corvette.
but he just jams, and he just put his tush out. He used to wear little outfits where his little tushy was showing.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I
and
don't
he was
even-
like, I think he was
Katie
above.
doesn't even
He
see
was
my
above
tush.
sexuality too.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, cool, you guys see my butt? You're gay for looking at my butt. He's like, I don't even think that's a thing.
No.
I won't even show my fiance my butt. Katie, I have to like put up a towel. I'm like, don't look at my droopy 42-year-old ass.
You do the
No.
the trainer towel pee. So like when you
I feel like I should. Whenever like she's like, no. And I'm like, I have a don't lie to me. I know I have a gross ass.
I referenced the trainer. That's the trainer. What is
put
it?
up-
Sideline. You have two trainers right next to you on the
Hold it
sideline,
up.
holding while you're taking a piss. It's
How many games did you pee in?
I peed in a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because I would always get IVs and I'd be overhydrated for games.
So when there's a moment like,
So I would go by the you see where all the phones are.
yeah.
I go in between the phones and the bench, and you'd have two trainers and they'd hold towels and you get on your knees and you just piss.
You know where I peed like that?
Where?
Candlestick Park, Giants, Dodgers. We're going back to my dad's little yellow bug, and I had to piss. And he was
Yeah.
like, "Pal, you got to piss under the car." I was like, "What do you mean?" And I got on my knees and pissed.
You didn't do the open the passenger door?
Yeah, but I did
but
the-
it was a bug, so it was
It was
super
a bug,
short.
and I did the baseball pose, one knee down.
Yeah, the-
little t-ball pose. But I was just pulling my little giant sweatpants down. I was just taking a piss,
I remember being so
having that cool wind hit me.
I remember being so humiliated, like going to Giants games and they had just the barrel
The
to
tub?
pee.
Dude, the tub.
Yeah, the tub. You have a tub in there. I was like a little kid, and you.
Dude, my dad's when I lived in Denver, again, this is another reason why the Broncos thing is my dad's half brother he lived in Colorado.
Yeah.
But and he had Broncos season tickets. And he would take me to Bronco games because his wife didn't care.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, "You want to go to?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'll go to Broncos games, but I wear Niners shit to 49ers."
Yeah.
And I remember Old Mile High Stadium had the tubs.
The tubs.
And I remember being like 7 years old, being like, "Dude, what is this?"
Yeah. You got
Just
some
standing
drunk
there.
ass drunk
Oh
ass
my
dudes
God.
everywhere.
Yeah, you see that? Some guy touching you, and you're like, yo. And he's like, "Yeah, always the man. I love Bobby Humphreys." And you're like, "Oh, fuck, please don't touch me."
Not a divider in sight.
Yeah. Dude, no privacy. No privacy.
Zero.
The color.
It
too.
gave me.
It also
honestly,
made you. It kind of
is so gross.
made you grow up a little though.
Yes.
It did. And some of us, now that we're older, can admit it. some of us gun shy for a while.
Very gun shy.
And no one talked about this. And this is why there's so much anger in the world is because men weren't allowed to talk about the fact that you're putting boys in this situation. And then we're not exactly, some of us are growing up without dads in the house. So we're a little we're not as, you know what I mean? You're gun shy. So then you have to find the perfect pisser in Candlestick Park, which I still remember, was a bathroom where you'd go and then it would wrap around and no one knew there was a little stall right there.
Oh, yeah.
I would come down a level just to piss in that bathroom.
I used to sit. Because remember you didn't grow. You I don't know if you went there, but
What?
if you had a Safeway Select can, or it was like maybe a milk carton, you could get like a $5 ticket to the Niners game.
Sick.
And we would go to the Niners game, and you know where the stands, where they'd put the stands down because they had the baseball configuration.
Yeah. That's where they put the KOA Gorilla or the KNBR Gorilla.
Yes, yeah. So they'd have that down like right here.
Yeah.
And then there was the horn right here. And there's like seats right here that you couldn't see the other side of the field.
Yeah.
But that's where we would always sit.
Really?
And you would see the chain link fence to under the tunnel, and we'd just go sit there and maybe see Brent Jones,
That's
Jerry
sick,
Rice or something like
that. We were talking about this before, but I really think the next time they build a stadium, it needs to be in Candlestick Point again.
Yeah, there's no shot.
I know.
There's no shot.
The city won't do it.
Sponsored by Roe. How do you make time for intimacy and great sex in your relationship? It's like they say, always be prepared. And when it comes to bringing the spark back in the bedroom, Rose Sparks has your back. Rose Sparks is a prescription treatment featuring a dual action formula that includes tadalafil. That's the stuff that can keep working in your system for up to 36 hours. That's 36 hours of being ready to go whenever the mood strikes. See if you qualify at ro.co/sparks. These little guys dissolve under your tongue, and once they dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. That means you can stop watching the clock and start, enjoying the moment. So if you're looking for a stronger, bigger, thicker erection, more control in bed, and better sex for both of you, it might be time to check out Rose Sparks. It all starts with a simple online visit. I mean, it couldn't be easier. Connect with the provider at ro.co/GWN, and if prescribed, you get $15 off your first order on a reoccurring plan. That's ro.co/GWN. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For safety information, go to ro.co/safety info. Let's go back into time around where this game took place, January 28, 1990, and go over some of the pop culture. Number one movie, Driving Miss Daisy. I don't remember that.
Don't remember that.
How am I supposed to live without you, Michael Bolton? I love a good Michael Bolton.
You kidding me? In a boy growing up in a house with a mom going through a divorce? You think that wasn't on loop?
Shit went triple platinum.
Tell me, how am I supposed to live with that shit's burned in my brain. I was surprised Trish wasn't putting holes in the drywall listening to that shit. Tell me, dealing through bankruptcy, cash, just right through it. Yeah, dude, I fucking remember that.
Ghost, Pretty Woman, Total Recall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were all popping off in the office.
Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Insane, the best.
The best movie version.
And soundtrack.
Unbelievable. Well,
Vanilla
now
Ice.
number 2 has Vanilla Ice.
Oh, is that number 2?
We're talking about the original, which was a little darker. You got Casey Jones.
Loved Casey Jones. I called Nate Ebner Casey Jones because of that movie. He looked like him. Yeah, 1,000%.
I love that.
Yeah.
You also, at this point, I think I'm 6 going on 7, kind of understanding the sexual attraction between April and Raphael in the movie. Where you go, I mean, in 2025, there'd be a group online going, loving a turtle man is exactly acceptable. But in 1990, you're going, does this chick want to fuck a turtle? You know what I mean? You're like a 7-year-old boy, and you're like, hey, yo, this is fucked up. I don't know, like in my head, I'm a turtle guy. I'm a fan of the turtles. But, April really kind of wants to fuck Raphael, and he definitely does.
Oh, yeah. He had a bad
But
attitude.
Casey Jones is a human man. Listen, I'm sorry. I hate to get political.
I think I saw Total Recall when this came out. I think I saw it when it was like maybe 3 years down the line, 5, 6. You saw a 3-boob chick. Remember that 3-boob chick? That was the first boobs, the second boobs I ever saw.
3 titties, dude.
The first boobs I ever saw were at Lake Berryessa.
Sick. In person?
In person.
You saw a live tit first?
Yeah, I saw live. Well, we were riding
Brother,
the
that's
boats.
growing up with caviar.
No. This place was like, Lake Berryessa used to get wild.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Now you got to understand, where my dad and my grandma both died, Lake County.
Where?
Clear Lake.
Oh, wow.
So,
Clear Lake.
brother.
That's up
I
there.
saw titties you can't burn out of my brain. I saw women with no teeth, all tit. No, thank you.
We were
Look
driving.
like lake monsters.
But I was at Berryessa, and there's like a rock that people used to jump off of, and we're driving, and we're like real young, and there's this girl that says, "We'll show boobs for beer or something," because it was like a big party lake.
Shit, yeah.
And I saw some. And my mom like, cover your eyes.
Yeah, dude.
I was
Damn,
like,
Angie.
Dude.
so sick.
Dude, it is. I'm sorry. First live titty as a boy. Sweet. Shout out Cherry Creek Athletic Club, where my mom used to leave me after school. Took a wrong turn. Lady was getting out of the shower, maybe 8 or 9 years old. Live boob. Clock it. Saw it and was like, I'm on this team. Live boob. Came out. It was walk different. Walk back into daycare different.
Yeah, that's
Walk back in. I was like, what are you guys playing with toys? What are you, children? I'm over here oogling tits.
Let me get a Coke.
Yeah. Can I get a
man.
rum and Coke just like Dad? Mostly rum. Make that thing fucking taste like gas. Yeah, dude. I remember sipping my dad's rum and Coke one time and being like, dude, what do you drink? And then that's how you get cirrhosis by 48. That's how you're like, yo, this guy is just drinking ethanol. It was wild.
Yeah, I used to make my grandma drinks. And
Dude, I used to make my mom drinks.
I was like, I think I was 8, 7.
Shout out little bartenders. I used to make my mom, because my mom worked, she was like single mom working, and I knew if I made her a little Southern Comfort Manhattan on the rocks, she'd be pretty cool when I came home. And I was a bad kid. Well, I wasn't like a bad kid. I wasn't good at school. So I knew that would soften the blow. I'd be like, by the way, I got in trouble again today. Here you go. I got kicked out in the hall again for talking too much. But here you go. You're a little cocked up.
You're making Manhattans?
Dude.
My
I
grandma
watched her do it, and I just asked how she did it. I was like, I'm going to learn how to do it.
My grandma likes Sunny D and vodka.
Shout out. Shout out, dude. Your grandma and I would have hung in college.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
bro, that's called Red Bluff, California.
Sonny D.
Dude, yeah, my dad was all rum and Coke. All rum and Coke. All rum, very little Coke.
A touch of Coke.
Just to give it color.
sprinkle, yeah.
Yeah. You would make it like a beige Coke.
Well, now, what was life like for Dan Soder in 1990?
It was sick, dude. Honestly, like I know my parents were divorced, but I lived in Aurora, Colorado, suburbs of Denver, like literally just doing suburban kid shit, riding bikes. You know what I mean? When I would come out to the Bay, I went to year-round elementary school, which very few people do growing up. But honestly, I think it's better than regular because you go 9 weeks on, 3 weeks off. So your spring break is like 3 weeks off, right?
Yeah.
Then you go 9 weeks on again. Then your summer break is 6 weeks instead of the full summer. So you only get 6 weeks, but you go 9 on, 3 off, 9 on, 6 off for winter.
Wow.
So you get 6 weeks in the winter.
Yeah.
I was in San Francisco all the time because my mom was working. And so she'd just send me out to the Bay Area.
You ski and all?
Nah, we didn't
didn't
have
do
the
that?
money to ski.
Yeah. That's right.
But I would come out to the Bay and it was like, I loved, my grandma lived in Greenbrae in Marin.
Yeah.
And so my dad was living with her because of the Bacardi and Cokes. And then I would just chill with them. I would just chill with them and go to the liquor store and like hang out with him in Mill Valley.
Yeah.
It was fucking sick. And the mafia was still very much involved in the garbage collection.
Oh, yeah.
So we would get WWF tickets and 49ers tickets from this kid, Ted, this like Italian kid that clearly was associated somewhat. He was like this good-looking Italian kid, and he'd come by and be like, Gary. My dad would be like, hey, how you doing? He'd be like, hey, Dan's in town. You guys want to go see the Niners? And then we would get seats that were fucking sick. Like 14-row, 50-yard line at Candlestick.
Jesus.
I got to see Steve Young start his first start in 1993. Because shout out Teddy. I think it was against the Vikings, but it was fucking awesome.
So who's your favorite wrestler back then?
I was a huge Hulkamaniac.
Everyone was.
Everyone. And then
you
became...
had the wrestling pillows?
Oh,
we all
wrestling
did.
buddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I had Ultimate Warrior and Hogan. Those were the two that I had. But I remember the divisiveness of, you're speaking around 1990. This was a year after Warrior versus Hogan and WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
And that split the schoolyard more than anything. You saw your Warriors kids, who later were the coke addicts, and then the Hogan fans, later the alcoholics. You like really saw all my friends that were super into Warrior had drug problems. Yeah. Everybody that was into Warrior growing up was shit, he got into blow in high school. I remember that.
Yeah, he's a monster.
They all brought that energy to their fucking substance abuse.
Yeah, dude. Ric Flair guy?
No, I wasn't into WCW until the NWO. I would watch Saturday night. I would watch WCW.
No one really was.
Yeah, because it was like I would watch WCW on Saturday nights.
Sting was on WCW, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he went to. Yeah.
But that was Surfer Sting, and then when they did the NWO angle, he became the Crow.
Yeah, the Crow Sting's better.
And that was, listen, you're getting Attitude Era, and you're getting NWO wrestling at its peak. Monday Night Wars.
I used to love that, and then I became really, because my brother is 7 years older than me, so he was more of that early generation.
Yeah.
And then I was like Stone Cold, Rock. Those were my gold
That
dust.
was me in high school being like, they're writing this for me. It's a little edgier. I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want those bright colors.
Yeah.
I want Stone Cold drinking beers and flipping
Suck
people
it,
off.
D-Generation X.
Oh, dude, at school, my high school was on. Everyone's high school was on fire.
Got suspended for it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Did it to a teacher, got suspended.
Dude, I love it. I will not suck it.
No, well, they didn't even see.
Yeah.
I went to Catholic school.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
And a lady walking by sees me because we're eating lunch and you have to sit down to eat lunch. You got 5 minutes and then you get to play. And Mr. Callis is walking. I go, this lady walking outside of our school waves him down and goes, this guy was doing some inappropriate stuff to me and fucking got snaked.
Hey, lady, snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking telling on kids? I mean, what an asshole.
Bad.
If
Early
I was,
Karen, bro.
If I knew that lady, if like later she's like, I saw a little boy doing something and I went and told on him, I'd be like, we're not friends anymore.
No.
You fucking suck.
That is bad.
Why would you do that? Even back then, you go, if I saw that, I go, hey. To that kid, I'd be like,
every kid was. Everyone was laughing about it. Like,
this. That kid's,
I was getting so
if I was walking by and saw that, I go, that kid's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fucking suck it.
And then he'd turn around, I'd sit down, like, you know what I mean?
Dude, so I'll tell you right now, 1991, it was exactly 1991. My dad took me to Cal Palace to see WWF. It was a dark match. It was Macho King Randy Savage versus the Ultimate Warrior.
You do a good Macho Man.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't like the Macho Man then. I hated him.
Yeah.
But I got a styrofoam Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship belt. That was like my prized possession. He bought me one of those like little belts.
Yeah.
Dude, we rode the Marin Airliner because my dad had a couple Deweys. So we weren't driving to Cal Palace, if you know what I mean. Julian, we were taking the bus. And then, dude, Cal Palace, I swear to God, people, your brother will tell you this, your dad will tell you this. My dad used to drink giant styrofoam beers, like 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Just Miller Lite, ripping butts inside.
Yeah.
Watching wrestling.
Yeah.
He'd be like this. He thought it was hilarious. He didn't get why I liked wrestling, but he was like down with it. He was like, this is funny.
That's the 90s.
Dude, it was so fun.
Now, what in the 90s era, you're a 90s kid,
do
you wish we could bring back?
Oh, man.
Anything.
No cell phones. No one going to their pocket and looking down all the time. Like, I'm trying to do that more, and I'm realizing back then you just lived like
in the moment more.
Yeah, and things were able to like bring us together more because we all weren't fractured into little things. So stuff like Michael Bolton or like Ghost, everyone would talk about it because everyone would see it, and then you wouldn't have your little subreddit where you could break down the music in the movie. Why is the music? It's like you watch it and you're like, oh, dude, that movie was great. The guy killing him, the piano, get off my train. And everyone would have that shit. That's why we're incapable of doing that now because everyone's fractured. So, like, it was crazy. The World Series. Also, dude, if you remember the Super Bowl back then, the halftime show was like dogs catching Frisbees.
Yeah.
It was like a marching band. It wasn't like
Janet Jackson's tit coming out.
yeah, you didn't see titty.
No.
Live, man, a lot of boys. I understand why people rage against the machine if a lot of boys' first titties was Janet Jackson and then they got in trouble for it.
Yeah, they did.
Because I was heavily drinking by that point. And I was like, so titty come out? I'm going to go just get another drink. I didn't even give a shit. I was like, oh, is there a titty? Whatever, Timberlake. But 1990, to me, was like probably one of the best years of it was one of the worst and best years of my life. My parents got divorced. But when my dad moved back to the Bay, I didn't understand. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, no offense to Denver. Denver's great to grow up.
Yeah.
It's a safe place to grow up. But San Francisco in the fucking 90s might have been the greatest city in the world.
It's just a cool melting pot of culture.
It was everything. It was like people could live all together in San Francisco in a way that, like, obviously the tech boom really fucked up when all the money came in and they like priced everyone out. But there was just this feeling of like camaraderie and neighborhood.
Yeah.
And like the Niners were a big part of that.
Huge.
So were the Giants.
Giants
so
were too.
like, you could just wear Niners shit and people would be like, Niners. And you'd be like, it was, I don't know. I loved spending, like I said, those 6 weeks in the winter, or I'd come out for the summer and just being in the Bay Area. That when I would go back to Denver, and again, I got nothing but love for the 5280. I would be upset. I would be like inconsolable for 2 weeks, being like, I got to hang out with my mom and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I was hanging out at a liquor store all day, eating Kit Kats, going to the arcade, playing Street Fighter. It was the shit. I loved 1990, 1991. My grandma and my dad moved up to Lake County in like 92.
Ooh, it's up there though.
And that sucked.
Yeah.
And that was when shit changed for me. And I was kind of like, yeah, I kind of want to stay in Colorado. I think I'm good. Like coming to San Francisco and being in Marin,
Nah.
Unbeatable. Lake County,
It's hot and in the middle of nowhere.
I'll see you. And the people are terrifying.
Yeah.
And people get mad, dude. I'll do shows at Sacramento Punchline, and I'll shit on Lake County. And there's been a couple times where people are like, "Hey," they're like, "Hey," and I'm like, "No, fuck that. That shit sucks. You killed my whole family. You killed my dad and my aunt and my grandma. So fuck you."
How far is Lake County from Chico?
I don't know. I know up the 101, it's 2.5 hours from San Francisco. So it's a drive.
That's far.
It's like you go.
It's like Clear Lake. Well, Clear Lake was always 3 for me. That's about right.
Yeah. So you go like Clear Lake, you would take like, you go through Sacramento, you can go up a different angle. But if you go the 101, you like get to Ukiah,
Yeah.
and then you take a right, but it's fucking gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Dude, it's gorgeous. And by the way, there are awesome people that
Yeah.
I'm still friends with that live there. I'm just doing it obviously for jokes. But no offense, going from Marin to Lake County is
It's
holy
tough.
shit, that's that tough.
Yeah.
That was rough. And it was also like I felt kind of like ripped off because we used to be able to go to Niners games.
Yeah.
I took my grandma to the second to last game at Candlestick against the Rams. The last game was against the Falcons where Navarro Bowman had that like 78-yard fumble recovery.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. There was Bowman fucking got a huge fumble recovery. But I went to the second to last game, which was the Rams. And I took my grandma down. And coming from Lake County was a fucking hike.
And especially with traffic now.
She was like
Back
80,
then, there was no traffic.
No, 80. She was 80 at the time. She was like 82 or something, 84. I can't put on tunes.
Old people used to love the Niners because, like, my grandma loved Joe Montana. Like, my grandma used to have the 49er umbrella.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
wear Joe Montana earrings and shit.
They would wear
the old ladies loved the Niners.
They did. And my grandma was, to the day she died, like up until when she was in the home in Sacramento, I would go see her and I'd be like, I would catch Niner games.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey, I came out for a Niner game. And she'd be like,
yeah.
she'd be like, I was watching.
Yeah.
She fucked with the Niners. When McDaniel was on the team for the 2019 Super Bowl, I went to the NFC Championship game and his wife snuck me and my friend onto the field with the team.
Yeah.
And I called my grandma and I'm like, you'll have no idea where I am. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at Levi's on the field. And she's like, I'm standing up. I'm looking at the TV. Where are you? And you're like, yeah, dude, it was nuts. I took a cup of confetti.
Yeah.
I was like, this is nuts.
That's so awesome.
Got to meet Steve Young. He was just walking by and I was like, hey, you're the greatest of all time. And he was like, thanks, man.
Steve or Joe?
Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, my dog's name was Montana.
Yeah, I had Dwight and Montana as
You
dogs.
did?
Yeah.
You had a dog named Montana?
We had Dwight and Montana.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
You do Dwight. I mean,
We had to
come
get
on.
rid of them.
Oh.
They started biting people.
Really?
but yeah.
Dude, Montana was the most loyal golden retriever from when I was 8 to 21. Shout out, Montana.
Shout out.
He finished his career in Kansas City, then?
No, he finished it in Colorado, close. He wanted to go. Dude, I swear to God, I remember two things. Joe Montana getting traded to the Chiefs. I was in Marin.
Yeah.
I was at my grandma's apartment. I was the one that went and got the San Francisco Chronicle that said Chief Joe. I think that's what it said. It had something like that, like a headline. And then I bought Kansas City Chiefs merch with Joe Montana's face on it and went to that Monday Night Football Broncos game.
Yeah. Where they came back.
Where they came back.
Oh, yeah.
I was
We
in
did
the
it with Stone
stands.
Street, right?
Yeah, Eric Stone Street. We did that game.
Yeah.
I was in the stands with my dad, my uncle David, wearing Chief stuff.
Bro,
Because I was like, dude, Joe Montana to me was God.
we stopped, like, my dad stopped being a Niners fan.
When they traded him?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, my dad didn't like Steve at all.
I love Steve Young.
I
See, that's
liked
a
him.
hard decision.
I grew
'Cause
to
Steve Young
like him.
He's the dad that stepped up. He's not the stepdad. He's
Yeah,
the dad that stepped up.
yeah, he's just
he
like-
came through and it was like also got very fun very quickly.
It
where you're
did.
like, oh, we're gonna go on 35-yard runs when the play was broke down.
Yeah, but Joe was like Tom Brady at the time.
dude.
And like
Joe's the reason there is Tom Brady. 8-year-old Tom Brady's at the catch.
at the catch.
Like you're growing up in San Mateo. He's watching and Joe Montana was just
Cool. Joe
never
cool.
threw an interception in a Super Bowl. That's
d-
crazy. Cool Joe.
He's just,
Telling Harris Barton, there's John Candy.
hey guys, there's John Candy.
HB, is that John Candy? It's one of my favorite stories of all time.
All time.
He's a person where, so my dad, this Super Bowl, my dad is working for Southern Wine and Spirits.
Yeah.
He's like a liquor rep. This was, I think, before the liquor store. If you can't tell, my dad loved drinking.
Hey,
I don't
we're
know
not
if you've
judges
picked that. I don't know if we've picked this up yet from what
Dewey
the
to-
cirrhosis. Gary loved himself a cocktail.
it's all right.
But he sold liquor for Southern Wines and Spirits, and he sold something like 20 cases of Dom Perignon to Clark's by the Bay, which was Dwight Clark's
Yeah.
restaurant
Yeah.
in San Francisco. And they gave my dad New Year's Eve tickets to the party where all the 49ers were.
Yeah.
And I was with him because it was the winter. And he was like, you want to go to the New Year's Eve party with the 49ers? And I'm like, I want to meet Joe Montana. I want to meet Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
That was number one.
Yeah.
Ronnie Lott's, to this day, my
Finger,
favorite 49er.
cut it off, bub.
I mean, not only
For
that,
a
but
regular
just,
season.
I dare you to throw across the middle on that man.
No.
I double dog dare you.
Yeah.
I just saw a clip of Michael Irvin talking about, he's like, you want me to run a slant on Ronnie Lott? And I was like, as much as I hate the Cowboys, I love Michael Irvin.
He's the best
He's
storyteller.
the fucking man.
Yeah.
And so, and it's also like now that we're older and he's not killing the Niners anymore, I can go like, Michael Irvin's the man.
And it's part of your generation, so like you gravitate towards everyone in your generation.
Yeah. And I love it. But he's like, we're going to go to Clark's by the Bay. And he took me and my grandma and we went and I met Roger Craig. I met like Harris Barton. I met Jesse Sapolu. I met like
Jesse Sapolo.
all the Niners I wanted.
Paulies
to meet.
all loved him.
Dude, I love Jesse
'Cause I
Sapolu.
grew up, there's a lot of Polynesians in the
Yeah,
Bay.
absolutely. And Jesse Sapolu is like
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
The man that protected Joe better than anybody.
Without a doubt.
And then Tom Rathman.
Loved Tom. I was number 44 all growing up because of Rathman.
I mean, my dad,
And then
I remember watching
Then when I
49
swagged up, I went to 21 because of Dion.
That's sick though. get looking right.
I had some
You
Brisbane.
gotta get looking. I mean, dude, prime time. Everyone loved prime
Everyone
time.
loved fucking Dion.
Everybody loved prime time. And I remember being like meeting all these guys and being like, all right, where's Ronnie Lott? And we got to meet Ronnie Lott, and I was like, my night's set.
Yeah.
And then Joe Montana came in, and the people around Montana, it was so, him and Jennifer came in, they took pictures, they like did a thing, and then they left, and I didn't get to meet him, and I was like, And I was bummed. I think my dad was trying to fuck one of the waitresses, and he's like sitting there, like, you know, just spitting. And I was with him, and I probably didn't want to fuck my dad, and she was like, "Hey, are you all right?" She could tell I was sad, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to meet Joe Montana." And she was like, "You're a big 49er fan?" And I was like, "Huge." She was like, "Come with me," and she walked me through the restaurant to Jerry Rice's table, where him and his wife and your future prom date, and they were all there. And I got to like shake his hand, and then I was just like starstruck. I couldn't even talk. I was just like, yeah. And he's like, "You're a 49er fan?" I was like, And he's like, "Well, it's nice to meet you." And I was like, And then we just walked back, and I was like, it was because she didn't take my dad. She left that fucking creep by the bar. But she took me, and I went back, and I was like, "I just met Jerry Rice." And my dad's like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Nothing." It's Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
It was just nuts. Like to see him, you want to talk about something that'll shake you more than an in-person boob is you're one of your heroes in the flesh. And I think like Ronnie Lott, I loved him, but Ronnie Lott was like my guy.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Montana, Rice, Roger Craig. I was like, no. I love the gritty, knock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
42 is still my favorite number. Like,
Yeah, Ronnie Lott, he brought a toughness to the West Coast.
even when he went to the Raiders, I was like, get him, Ronnie.
Well, that was when Jerry went to the Raiders. That's when I kind of liked the Raiders.
Yeah. Well,
And I always respected. I love Tim Brown.
Tim Brown was the man.
Yeah, even if you didn't, there was a thing with Niners and Raiders fans, but everyone loved Tim Brown from the Niners. He just played the game right.
He just 81 was just a class act. It was kind of like
I like
even
Rich
when
Gannon too.
and when
sidearm.
Marcus Allen was
Marcus
fun.
Allen.
Bo Jackson. You're not going to hate Bo Jackson.
No,
but you can hate
They
Raiders
were kind of
fans.
like you know how you like the
Stepbrothers.
Kings a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
because they were flashy. It was kind of like the King thing.
You know what else it was? It was like Ricky Henderson.
Yes,
It's like even if you're a
I love
Giants
Ricky.
fan,
everyone loved Ricky.
who did
Run,
not
Ricky, run.
Dude, R.I.P.
R.I.P. dude.
R.I.P..
The greatest sports stories of all time.
Yeah.
I've been like, there's too many good Ricky Henderson. The best one that recently came out was someone was talking about in the locker room, John 316, and then Ricky walked over and goes, "Who's talking about?" Ricky doesn't care what John gonna hit. Ricky's gonna hit 350. He thought he was talking about his batting average.
He literally might be the greatest third-person talker about it ever.
I mean, he's the only person that we should be
Yes.
like, he's allowed to talk
Yes.
there.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, when he signed the deal with the Toronto Blue Jays and they gave him $1 million check and then he framed it. And then like a month later, they're like, "Dude, you got to cash that. That's $1 million check." And he's like, "Oh, I framed it." And you're like, that's legal tender. Ricky Henderson is the fucking man. And the A's crushed me as a kid. 89 World Series, the Earthquake Series.
Yeah.
They fucked the Giants
It was like 4
up.
months before this game.
Yeah.
Or 3 months.
Yeah, swept him.
And they fucked them up. They didn't just like beat them. Because I'm a Will Clark, Kevin Mitchell, Matt
Yeah,
Williams.
we all liked Will Clark.
Matt Williams was my guy.
Liked Matt.
Number
I love
9.
Barry.
I mean, Barry
I
comes
love
in, you're
Benito
like,
Santiago coming from the knees.
oh, dude, I loved their little
JT Snow.
JT was my guy.
Everyone loved JT
I
Snow.
loved JT Snow. And I loved, unpopular opinion, I loved the Jeff Kent, Barry Bonds.
Loved it. I love that they fought.
Because they fought, but then they would like,
raked.
they would hit like they fought.
They raked.
Yeah, they would just be like, fuck. Like Bonds would hit it and Kent would be like, "Oh, yeah, you want me a fifth? Fuck you."
Yeah.
And like do it again. You're like, "Let's go with your cop mustache."
Yeah.
And they just get into it and you'd be like,
Jeff
"Dog,
Kent had such a bad attitude, and
dude,
I liked it.
loved it.
He had a rotten attitude.
I
though.
loved it. Sometimes
But so did Barry.
It's
Barry
like
was-
blue cheese.
Yeah.
Sometimes rotten is great.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude, fuck that
Not
Jeff.
too much of it though, but
And then he went to the Dodgers and you're kind of like, perfect.
Yeah. Fucking, I hated when
Oh,
he went to the
man.
Dodgers. He was a very easily hateable guy
But
once he
you
was
know
not
what?
on their team.
You know what it was? The Niners version of that was Sherman.
Sherm.
Was being on the Legion of Boom and being like, this might be one of my most despised enemies of all time, to immediately being like, Richard Sherman is the greatest player of all time.
With-
like when Kyle went and got him the year the Seahawks didn't re-sign him, I was like, I'm so on board with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it.
It was good for you guys.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
I was thinking about this team had a giant. Who was the giant that broke Montana's back?
that was the season after.
No, but he was on this team, wasn't he?
Was he?
Bert?
Yeah.
The nose tackle
Yeah.
who came over.
Oh, they
Was like
went
that.
and got an enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The Niners, I mean, that's a thing in the NFL that happens. Like you say, every year the
New
roster
players,
changes.
Yeah, Jim Burt.
Jim Burt.
But I remember, for me, the one that sticks out to me is Ken Norton Jr.
Yeah.
Coming from the Cowboys to the Niners and you being like, number 51, let's go.
But I used to love when he would box. Remember he
Oh
would
my
box?
God, yeah.
Didn't he box a thing?
Yeah.
Burt Hanks back in the day.
Dude, what's the neck?
Yeah, but you
You
know,
wear 36 at safety, which our rookie's doing this year.
Merton Hanks came and talked to us at high school. Loved Merton Hanks. But he was the guy that was the arbitrator for when you got fined.
Really?
So anytime you got fined with the league, you have to talk to Merton Hanks.
No way.
With your agent to see what happened and see.
No
if he,
way.
Yeah.
He had to give you the bad news?
Every time I'd always butter him up like, bro, you came and spoke to my high school. And I'd be getting like a $20,000 fine for headbutting someone or something. And I'd be like, hey, yeah, my head was a little weird. He'd be like, nah, we got to give you this. I'm
That's
like, fuck you.
But that's so funny to have like a random Niner be like, you know who fucking gave me a parking ticket? Tim McDonald.
Exactly.
And you're like, that's crazy.
My fucking skin was showing. I got 7,500. Talked to Merton again. Nah, I got
That's so funny. He's like, he drops a fine on you. and
Yeah,
then
he's
goes into
fully-
the office. He's
fully.
doing the chicken man dance.
fool.
Dude, that's so fun. I had no idea he was the one that was giving out
Arbitrator. What do they call that? Is that what they call him?
Yeah, and then they're like Jordy Nelson now is like a fines officer.
Yeah, the
Okay.
fines officer.
but he
whatever
represents NFLPA, whereas
He represents the league.
yeah, he's on your side. Yeah, never mind. He's the other way around.
He
You go,
represents.
I remember
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
had 3 letters after it. NFL. That
Yeah.
man.
I still remember our matchups with certain teams when I was playing. Talk about heated. Even the coaches got into it. It was crazy. But now, when I'm sitting back watching it on TV these days, I just choose chill. Crack open a Coors Light. Get my friends over. It's the best way to enjoy Sundays. Embrace that chill mindset. Pick a beer that keeps you cool. Choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. Jackie, let's break down these teams. My bad.
All right, you want to get into the Broncos here
Yeah.
real quick? These guys went 11-5, 9th year of the Dan Reeves era. Had some great coordinators. Chan Gailey leading the offense. Wade Phillips, DC. Wade had already been coaching 20-something years.
I've
at this
played
point.
Wade. We
It's
played him in a
incredible.
Super Bowl.
Incredible. He's prepping for Montana. He's prepping for Brady. He's coaching Aqib Talib. What a career. My God. Mike Shanahan was QB coach this year. We all remember him later in the Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
This was also the 7th year of Elway. He'd lost 2 Super Bowls by this point. And this was a great defensive team as well. Gave up a league low 228 points on the season. 3 Hall of Famers on this roster. John Elway. Steve Atwater, rookie defensive player of the year this year as well.
Atwater was a fucking
I'm gonna
monster.
tell you right.
beast.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
And
This
Shannon Sharp.
defensive backfield is what I remember the most about this team because it was Dennis Smith who was a hammer. That guy would come in and then you had
Atwater would break your fucking teeth too.
Atwater's, I would say,
He's like right behind.
me goes
Ronnie.
Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater. Because Atwater,
I agree.
because he would, I mean, the Okoye hit, but all these things, like, I watched Atwater. I remember Atwater in, I think it was the Green Bay Super Bowl that the Broncos won, came across the middle and knocked out his own teammate.
Oh yeah, he
In a
friendly fire.
pass. Yeah,
friendly
like,
fire.
he came and hit him, and you were like, well, Atwater hitting anybody, you'd go like, oh!
Yeah, you would always, when I was a kid and you were playing the best Pop Warner teams, their safeties would have 42 and 27.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You know what I mean?
It really is. It really did. Also, the nastiest player would be 21.
Yeah, always
The
the
nastiest
most
player.
athletic kid.
It was like the kid on the basketball team that wore 23.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, well, you have to be good to wear that.
Yeah.
Like 21 was always the kid on the team where you're like,
Swaggy is.
kid's gonna be nasty.
Exactly.
This was also the Broncos on offense had, I just know this from all my friends' rooms, the 3 amigos, which was Vance Johnson, Ricky Nattiel, and Steve, I forget who the third one was. But they would do, there was a poster that everybody in Denver had, and it was the 3 amigos, and it was the Broncos receivers, and they would have sombreros on. I guarantee you, Google, you find this poster. Everybody had it in their basement in Denver. You'd walk downstairs, you'd be like, oh, 3 amigos. But they were like huge in Denver.
And Elway was
Elway, John Elway. There's a reason that he had an entire strip of auto dealerships in Colorado. You go down Arapahoe Road, it's like John Elway Toyota, John Elway Nissan, John Elway. There it is.
Mark
the three
Jackson,
amigos. Who?
Vance Johnson, Mark Jackson, Ricky Nattiel.
Ricky Nattiel. The three amigos, dude.
It's kind of that's a tight photo.
Yeah, dude, you should see the poster. I'm not gonna lie, poster was kind of sick. It was them in just like their pads, no jersey, shirtless with the sombrero.
What was your Niner poster?
I had Jerry Rice poster, and I had those banners. I had like a ton of like 49er banners.
Yeah, with the pennants.
Yeah, the pennants.
Yeah.
And then I had the giant 49er football helmet from the Super Bowl that my dad dropped off.
Wow.
That was above my bed. That was
I had my closet. I shared a room with my brother. We had bunk beds, and above the closet there was that little ceiling space.
Sure. Yeah, that little strip.
And so we had like a painting thing. It was like an illustration of each play of the drive.
Sick.
And then you know what I mean?
With the final one
with
being,
the final John Taylor with the catch.
Yeah.
It was like the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God. You get Dwight Clark at the very end. I mean, that is like any 49er fan, that's like a piece of art where you go.
That was
the catch over the Cowboys.
No, it was the drive. The drive against the Bengals.
Yeah.
When John Taylor scored.
Yeah, 82.
You had like Jerry Rice.
Why doesn't
Roger Craig?
Why doesn't John Taylor get
Dude,
more?
he's a beast in this because you had the best receiver of all time.
Yeah, but I always remember being like,
John Taylor made some big freaking plays.
he was always the guy. By the way, when they would double Jerry, you'd go to John Taylor or Brent Jones.
1,000%.
But this Bronco team was fun because there it is.
There it is.
That's the one that was in, I swear to God, every one of my friends' basements. They had that. I'm pretty sure McDaniel had that poster at his house when I met him. Like every Bronco fan was.
How old were you when you met him?
12. He moved from Greeley to Aurora, 7th grade, and I met him through my friend Jason. What's that?
You knew he was going to be a coach?
Dude, I knew he was going to do something because he was obsessed with football in a way that I was obsessed with comedy. Like I would like nerd out in ways that people would be like, that's past my interest level. And McDaniel would do that with football. And I loved football. And I go, that's too rich for my blood. I'm talking about media guides.
Yeah.
Like straight up read the media guides. He would keep, he had a magnet in his room with the divisions and he would keep it updated. So you'd walk in his room and know who's at the top of the NFC West or the AFC East.
Wow.
You just like walk in and be like, oh shit. And he was very like was good at football. He was an undersized receiver, but could catch, was like great route runner, was like super committed to playing football. And then I sucked. I was just funny.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, all right, whatever. I liked playing football, but I was like, I could hit, but outside of that, I was like, I'm pretty useless.
Yeah.
But I was a glue guy. I was like very funny. I was a special teams. I was the definition of a special teamser.
Yeah,
I was like, I would go wedge bust and then I'd just be cracking shit on the sideline and then come in for like a blitz play and then be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I lettered, but I knew I sucked. That was like the best part, was being like, I'm just having fun. And I think that made the people that were good have more fun.
You were definitely a dude's dude.
Yeah, I was just like, we'd go to football camp and I'd prank phone call.
Yeah.
I was a substance kid, dude. The second I started drinking, I was like, you guys have fun with football. I'm so good at getting fucked up. You know what I mean? You're like, guys, this is fun. We've had a blast. I'm going to go get fucked up.
Let's go get...
Turns out I love ripping cigs and talking shit. So I'm going to see you guys. But McDaniel was always very committed to football. He was like good at it. And then he went and played at Yale.
Yeah.
And then when he said he was going to coach, it was like when I told people I was going to do stand-up, where everyone was like, yeah, we saw this. So he was like, he did this like program with UCLA and like kind of like learned how to, and then was an intern with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Mike Shanahan had him intern with the Broncos.
That's why his run game's so good.
And then he was obsessed with Alex Gibbs, the O-line coach from that Shanahan era, because he implemented like zone blocking, that downhill toss.
Yeah.
They used to run with TD. Back in like 98, 97, where they just get Howard Griffin.
Call it a tag. Tackle and guard pull. You lay the guy down.
But
because I used to hear all the stories from the Niners perspective.
Yeah.
And I used to live those. And then when I played in New England, I used to bust Belichick's balls.
about the Giants?
About the Giants.
Yeah.
Because he essentially invented the nickel defense for the Niners.
Really?
Yeah, he's the first guy to take out a linebacker, bring in a third corner. Parcells looking at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, Belichick? What are we?" And that's what the nickel was because of playing the Niners. But he used to show the old film because of that same play you said, the downhill toss tag.
Yeah.
Tackle and guard where they pull and you have the guy knock him down, and they still run it to this day with Christian.
Dude, everybody, like, it's a...
And Bill would show us the footage of, like, Lawrence Taylor. This is how you do it. You have to blow up the blocker and fucking, you know.
Oh, my God, coming in like a missile.
A missile.
Because I remember specifically about the downhill toss, McDaniel's favorite part was Howard Griffin, the fullback for Terrell Davis, leading that thing. Yeah. And that's why when Kyle Shanahan took over the Niners, McDaniel was adamant about getting Juszczyk.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you need a fullback. And Juszczyk was with Baltimore. And McDaniel was like, I want Kyle Juszczyk. And I mean, the guy's been, I would put him as an all-time 49er in the likes of like.
Well, I tell you right now.
Him and Rathman share 44 in my mind.
Getting over to the Niners roster, he's just like Tom Rathman with the versatility. I mean, I think, did Tom Rathman have over 100 catches this year or something? He had 73 catches at fullback.
He's unbelievable.
In freaking 1990. That's huge. That's like 100 catches now.
Yeah, 73 for a fullback.
And that's what you see with Juszczyk. You see the versatility where they could put a huge personnel group, but you could still spread the defense out wide because they have versatile players where they can run these four verticals or these crazy screens where you're getting big guys spread out in space.
Yeah.
And that's the matchup everyone wants.
Yeah.
That's what the 49ers try to do. That's what your boy McDaniels does.
I mean, McDaniel does it still, you know, when you see it run where you go like, oh, and it's fun watching him like, you know, kind of, it's almost like songwriting in a little bit where you see little fingerprints of their plays and you go, oh, I love that you took this and kind of mixed, because he's always about that.
He's a
like,
great innovator.
Yeah, even when he was in San Francisco and Kyle would just let him cook and he'd be like, I'm going to do this. He would like tell me about, you know, because we would talk like personally, be like, oh, with this play, we're going to play these guys. I think I kind of want to do this to them. Yeah. And I'm like, you're a fucking mad scientist.
No, I mean,
but he loved cooking. But
what makes him a great coach is what you earlier said in everything, is that his favorite guy was the offensive line coach. Good offensive coordinators everyone could be a fucking play caller. Everyone could be like a guy that, we know how to do the concepts, that. But it's the guys that know how to teach the blocking to get the concepts going, which is what makes a good offensive coordinator. You got to have the offensive coordinator who can sit with the line.
Well, that's what he did in Washington. You know, when Kyle brought him into Washington, he was like, McDaniel just went and sat with the O-line.
Yeah.
And just learned everything.
Exactly.
And just built up from there. Because it's like it's like, I would imagine if you're a good race car driver, you know how to fix your engine.
No, not all of them.
That's what I mean.
Cole Trickle didn't.
Cole Trickle had no idea. Still wanted, though. He dropped that goddamn hammer.
He's going outside. He's going outside.
Give me a squirt jacket. I'll run through a wall.
Cole, or
mellow yellow.
Mellow yellow.
I'll give me a mellow yellow jacket, dude. It's time we start rocking those again.
We got it.
2025.
Gotta come back.
Let's start fucking rocking.
Kind of like these old
jackets.
Niners gear hat,
dude,
like the old parkas.
Oh my god,
I love it. I bought a starter, a '93 pullover.
Yeah.
On eBay for like $200 like 10 years ago. I got to get it dry clean still. It's ratty, but I'm like, dude, when I bust this thing out,
you could probably flip that for some cash.
I don't know. I'm holding on to it because you see that old logo. You see it. It's just like the way. I mean, this team right here was like.
Jackie, break down this team.
It just hits different. Oh my God, 14-2, the defending champs, best record in the NFL, best team, like unbelievable. Only 2 losses all season, coming by a combined 5 points. Unbelievable. First year of the George Seifert era, we got to shout out Bill Walsh. Been with him since '79, pioneered that West Coast offense, drafted Jerry and Joe, built the dynasty, won 3 Super Bowls. We got to talk about Joe this season. Unbelievable. MVP year, 112.4 QBR, a record at the time. Wesley Wall's rookie year. This was also a roster that featured 4 Hall of Famers: Joe, Jerry, Charles Haley, Ronnie Lott.
And Steve Young, too.
And Steve Young. We also got to mention John Taylor. Put some shine on him. He and Jerry were just an unbelievable duo this year.
Brent Jones.
Brent Jones, man. I mean, Brent Jones, 84.
He had a
up till
cult
Kittle,
following.
my favorite tight end.
Yeah, he had a cult following when I was a kid. Like we all love Brent Jones
because the way he looked cool as shit, the way he would catch. Yeah. He was like a receiver as a tight end, but it was like similar to like Shannon Sharp, where you start being it where like they're less. I think like back in the day, they were more like linemen that occasionally would go out for a pass. But this was like, we had a receiver that would be on the line and block down.
Exactly.
Loved Brent Jones. Also loved him and Tom Rathman were two of the best at making a play and getting grass stuck in your helmet.
1,000%.
And then just getting right back on the line.
And pulling it out.
Oh, Rathman's got some epic ones where he just is like.
Didn't Rathman wear the bull ring?
Yeah. He had the bar down the middle.
He had the bar in the middle.
He had the bar down the middle, which was, by the way,
which is almost grittier.
With the neck roll under the jersey, we're getting an all-star territory of it being pure badass.
Oh, yeah. Pure badass.
When I see a raised truck on tires, the human version of that is Mike Allstott. Of like, you got the neck roll under the jersey, you got the Derek Thomas face mask.
See, I think of it. See, I don't think of it as a truck. Right there. I think of it as like one of those old like Blazers lifted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
you know what I mean?
Like a Charger.
No, like the old.
Like the big heavy boxed.
Yeah, it was not
like a Bronco.
It wasn't the Bronco. It was the Chevy version, the old Blazer.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like. It's not like full lineman, which is a full pickup, but you could use.
You can get in the mud.
It's a utility.
Yeah, you need to get off road.
You got
You're fine.
Without a doubt.
It's also built for city driving.
It's built for city driving if you want.
Mike Allstott, built for city driving.
But can get his ass muddy.
I guess
he can get fucking
going
muddy.
Between the tackles, he'll get muddy.
Bro, back to Dan's earlier point, though. One of the many reasons to hate turf.
Nah, like the older ones.
Now you just get an eye full of fucking 80s. Pellets, bro.
Yeah.
It sucks.
The what?
The like turf. So we all talk about on here how much we hate turf.
Yeah.
AstroTurf, that is. Now you don't get the clump in the helmet. You just get tired
like
little tire pellets in your eye.
Dude, that's Mike Allstott.
Hell yeah.
That's 100% Mike Allstott and Tom Rathman. Next time I buy a car, that's what I'm gonna say. I want a Tom Rathman or a Mike Allstott to go, excuse me? And I go, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
No, you don't know ball.
I'll take the vintage Bronco.
Saying that on the floor at a dealership, they're like, what are you talking about?
We can get you in a Tom Rathman today.
We can get you in a lovely.
How do you sum up this team?
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable?
This was a team where like you have all right, so the next season after this 1990 season, that's obviously the New York Giants with Belichick and Parcells. But
the fumble.
At this point, you don't really feel like anyone can touch us. The Cowboys are god-awful. They're rebuilding at this point. The Giants aren't around really, and the Niners are just like, who in the NFC is fucking with us?
Yeah.
No one in the NFC. The Rams with
Everett?
Yeah, don't call me Chris Everett.
Bet I do.
Both of us did that.
Bet I do.
Jim, don't call me Chris Everett.
Chris.
The ghost tuck. The ghost sack.
Yeah.
Like my boy, I lived with Matthew Slater.
Shout out.
And his dad was Jackie Slater.
Yeah.
And like I always used to kill him about the ghost tuck.
Yeah.
Because his dad was the guy running the guy past him. That's what you're supposed to do as a tackle. You got to run the lineman past the spot.
Sure.
And the quarterback's got to step up.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, he gets so mad about that.
That's what he get mad? Would you ever?
Mad. He's like, that's a fucking guy, it's a ghost town.
Why are you bringing up old shit? You always fucking do this.
Because I used to say, as a Niner fan, we used to circle the Rams as a guaranteed win.
Oh my God, dude. When they would show up with their fucking dumb yellow and blue. Oh. And I know they tried going back to it when they moved back to LA, but it was like, I don't care if you got Flipper Jones. I don't give a fuck who you got. The Niners are going to fuck your shit up. That's what I mean. This is the height of no one's fucking with us. We've yet to run into the Cowboys in a way that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Giants and Green Bay aren't a problem yet. This was like it. This was 14-2. Like you said, losing by a combined 5 points. No one's touching us.
Mount Rushmore Niners.
For me, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott.
The GOAT.
I mean, Jerry Rice. Yeah, so Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott. That's my 4. But here's the problem with the Niners thing.
What's yours?
Yeah, what's your?
We never asked you that.
I've never asked that. Mine's probably Joe.
Yeah.
Jer.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Yeah. Who's that 4th spot? Because that's where it gets tricky. Because, God, I love Steve Young, but
I might have to go Charles.
Haley?
Haley.
Gone and then comes back.
He won 3 Super Bowls with us, didn't he?
Yeah, and
And
2
he was a
with
problem.
the Cowboy.
2, yeah. Charles Haley was. My brother got mad when we got rid of him.
Yeah, absolutely. He was
And
a
he went to
bad motherfucker. When he was on the Cowboys, that defense they had with Ken Norton Jr. and Charles Haley.
I loved Ken Norton,
5 rings, man.
Okay.
but I wouldn't put him on the. He's not on the.
I would almost. Here's
Bill
a
Walsh?
crazy thing. I love Steve Young.
Bill Walsh. Yeah, Bill Walsh.
Brandon Lloyd.
I would say.
Can I?
But if you gotta have one defensive guy in there. I'd put Dion in there, but he was only there for one, and then he went to the Cowboys.
Terrell Owens.
And also, we played Atlanta. We played Atlanta so much when Dion was truly Dion.
Yeah.
I would say I'm taking Steve Young off. Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis.
I like
Patrick
that.
Willis is, to me,
A new dude.
as important as anybody in the 49ers franchise because he was there. We drafted him when we sucked with Mike Nolan. Shout out my future father-in-law with the same name.
Tight.
And then we got good with Harbaugh, and you had that explosive, dude, that fucking defense,
It
Super
was.
Bowl 47 defense with Navarro Bowman and fucking Patrick Willis, that whole squad, Justin
Yeah,
Smith.
but Fred Warner could be.
Fred
like,
Warner might be on there. Here's the thing. I could see a world in which I put George Kittle in my Mount Rushmore.
George Kittle.
Because I am a huge Kittle fan.
I'm a huge Kittle fan too.
And I also see a world in where, like, here's the thing. Fred Warner is a guy where let's do it.
Thing is, you can't put him on. You gotta have.
You gotta win.
You gotta have the hardware.
49ers.
That's what I mean. And Patrick is tough with Willis,
It
but he
sucks.
got us. He got us
Out of shit.
out of shit and to the Super Bowl. And it's an argument that it was just play calling is the reason we didn't beat the Ravens. Because you got Frank fucking Gore and you got 4 chances at the end zone and you're going to throw 4 fade routes to Crabtree in the back corner. I'm sorry, but it's like Frank Gore might be a guy that I put on the Mount Rushmore.
Love Frank.
How do you not put Frank Gore? That guy that's a definitive 49er.
Yeah, but is he more than a? Because he played with a lot of teams.
But did he though? But was
Yeah,
he
he
really?
had a run with the Bills when we used to play him. A
Oh
bunch.
yeah, I remember
He
that.
played like 8 years with them.
Damn,
He just played a long time.
I don't know, man, because there's guys that in the modern era where I'm like, I loved them so much. I don't think because we didn't win a Super Bowl, they'll never get to that Mount Rushmore.
You can't go to a Mount Rushmore.
But Patrick Willis, to me, I would take Steve Young off.
They've
And
done linebacker right since Patrick Willis.
I mean, Fred Warner is. I mean, Dre
And
Greenlaw, and
Greenlaw, the new
now
win,
with D Winters, and it's just like
they know how to do linebacker.
which is very fun because I always loved the 49ers linebackers. Bill Romanowski, Lee Woodall. You had Ken Norton Jr.
I remember watching Romo spit in
the
JJ Stokes'
Yep,
face
when he was on the Broncos.
Yes.
1997. What's crazy about that is that's, again, a tough game for me because what you're watching right there is you're watching the Broncos start to ascend with former offensive coordinator Mike Shanahan of the Niners taking over the Broncos. So then it becomes the Broncos. At this point in my life, I'm going like, well, I can cheer for them because they have a bunch of 49ers. Ed McCaffrey, Christian's dad, was a 49er, was a giant 49er, then a Bronco.
Yeah.
And I mean, became
cut the toes out of his shoes.
yeah, and wouldn't wear pads in his legs.
Want speed.
Edios. I think I still have a box of his cereal somewhere.
Does he have some Edios?
Dude, when they won the Super Bowl in '97, they sold Edios.
He's an all-time neck guy too.
Yeah. Oh, he had
gotta
the
be, yeah.
He had the
his son in Carolina looks like him. And
Oh, yeah.
And then the other one looks like the mom. Or
Yeah.
Christian is clearly like from the sprinting family.
yeah.
Because the grandpa is
Yeah.
like a fucking world
They're
class
like crazy athletic.
Yeah. Oh.
And so I mean Christian might be a guy that ends up being on the 49er Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Even though he spent the time in Carolina, you're like, dude, I don't know, man. Use check. But I would say my 4. So yours are Walsh, Montana, Lott, Jerry.
Yeah.
Mine are Joe, Jerry, Ronnie, and Frank, and Patrick Willis.
Patrick, I like it.
49ers is
really
one
good.
of those teams where it's just like Mount Rushmore.
too many.
There's
Yeah.
too many. It's like saying Mount Rushmore of USC guys.
Yeah, you'd have to go top 10 with
Yeah,
Niners.
Let's see what this game's about.
Let's hit this thing. We're looking to go back to back, of course. We talked about that with the Niners. Denver, on the other hand, lost 2 Super Bowls already leading up to this. So they're kind of looking to get the monkey off the back, so to speak. That way, it is 0 for 2 in Super
Yeah,
Bowls.
they
As
lost
a franchise, 0 for 3.
Giants and the Redskins.
Yep,
were the
both.
2 they lost.
Both kind of butt whoopings. So they're looking to get back in there and on the path playoff wise. Both number 1 seeds. Denver eked by Pittsburgh, a classic Elway Bubby Brister matchup.
Yes.
The real heads remember. Then
Dude,
got
Bubby
by.
Brister ends up becoming the backup for John.
Incredible.
That's nuts. I forgot
Took him
that he
down
was
in the
on that.
divisional round, went into Cleveland, beat Cleveland in the, Cleveland came there, beat him by 2 scores. Then, meanwhile, San Francisco just made it look easy.
This is what I mean.
Made it look easy.
This is what I mean by this is the last of us being just, there's no one even in our league. You got the Rams beating the Giants. We weren't worried about the Rams. Look at that, 30-3.
Easy
and
money.
Minnesota was like, let's get our backup some time.
Minnesota's
Minnesota
always
had the
been
best defense
kinda
in the league
good
that year.
forever.
Well, they've always been there. And then you have the most heartbreaking, which is the 98 NFC Championship game.
The craziest.
I was at
Randy.
So I was at that AFC Championship game.
Why?
It was because my uncle it was Jets at Broncos. My uncle's wife didn't want to go.
Parcells.
And I was like, dude, I'll absolutely go to Broncos Jets. I'll absolutely go to an AFC Championship game. 100%.
Got it.
So I went with them, and that was the second game. And everybody at Mile High Stadium was watching the Vikings Falcons. And when the Vikings missed that field goal, Mile High Stadium went nuts because they were like, oh, Broncos win. I think the feeling was like, we'll beat the Dirty Birds, no problem.
Scott Chandler, what was his name?
Yeah, it was
Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler,
And
Jamal Anderson.
Anderson, the Dirty Bird.
Yeah, and who was their tiny white receiver?
Done. Oh, they didn't.
No, they had that 98 Atlanta team was fun. They had they beat the Niners, which
Tim
I
Dwight?
hated. Yeah, I think it might have been.
It was Tim Dwight.
Yeah, Tim Dwight. It was Tim Dwight.
Yeah, it was Tim Dwight.
Yeah, dude. And that was, but this was like, this 49ers team, no one's fucking with them.
Yeah, it was Tim Goodwin.
Look at Montana's stats.
Insane.
22 and 29, 5 TDs. Oh my God.
See, that's such but that's what the West Coast looks like now when the quarterback does well. Under 30 attempts,
Yeah.
very high efficiency, probably has a good running, they had 20 carries for 69 yards. So they probably called the play right. I mean, it's just, I watch these Niners teams and I see all these West Coast coaches nowadays running the same goddamn shit.
Yeah.
McDaniel throws a little bubble or a little wrinkle in with all his new screen and motion shit, and that's where
Yeah.
they get different. But it's the same plays. It's funny.
It's crazy.
And it's the same way they want to win. They
Yeah.
want to play from ahead. They want to eat the clock. They want to not throw over 35 times.
but establish the run, then throw it over their heads when they bring it in 8 in the box.
Yeah.
And you watch it. It's so crazy to know that we were little kids watching basically the modern NFL be born.
Yeah.
With Bill Walsh going like, well, why can't my fullback catch a bunch out of the backfield? Why isn't a check down not only to a receiver doing a 10 and out, but maybe someone in the flats just dumping little dump passes?
Everyone goes deep. You just hit them, catch and run.
Oh, dude, it's great.
That's what this was predicated off, catch and run.
So much yak.
I watched this America's Game on this team, and they talked about the slant route for like 3 minutes of a 45-minute thing.
Yeah.
It's because John Taylor, Jerry Rice hit these little shallow cross slants and just outrun everyone.
Bye.
Never getting caught from behind.
And
Great
by the way,
spacing.
this was one of those ones where when you watch the highlights, most of the highlights are Jerry running away from somebody. It's just like, oh, he got a catch, and it's that him running and like looking with the open arms when you're like, oh, this was what I mean by watching this. I think my mom's Super Bowl party was over by halftime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 27-3 at the half.
26-3, 27-3 at half. Everyone was like, all right, I think we're gonna beat the traffic.
That's what they said against the Patriots too.
Oh, man.
28-3 though.
Hey,
You know what I
nobody
said?
in that locker room saying "gotta believe."
You know what I said that you guys made me eat my words? I go, oh, McDaniel's going to get a Super Bowl ring because he was on that Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
wow,
He was receivers
Forgot about
coach.
He was with
And I went, oh, Mike's going to get a Super Bowl ring. And then I went, Katie was at Fox Sports.
Yeah.
And she did a halftime hit. And they were like, you guys were down. And they were like, hey, we can get you into the game. And she was like, such a Patriots fan that she's like, yeah, I'll go watch. And then she was like, just watch the greatest comeback of all time. I mean, that is the greatest comeback of all time.
Yeah.
It's just like a thing where you're watching it. I'm still in disbelief that you guys came back.
I get in disbelief when I watch it.
I mean,
But when I played it, it wasn't. But
were
when
you
I
guys
watched
just like,
it,
you guys were just like marching forward every play?
we just didn't. We were making mistakes in the first half. It wasn't like we weren't driving the ball.
Sure.
We drove the ball in the red area 3 times or twice and threw pick 6 and fumbled.
Dude,
We were giving them stuff, and
the season after, when McDaniel's in San Francisco, and we're in San Jose at his apartment, like the apartment he's renting when they first got there. and we're just eating pizza, and then we're chilling. And I always ask McDaniel about like guys he coaches. Like, who do you think is the biggest? And he's like, he's telling me about Julio Jones. He's like, this dude, you have no idea. He's like, he could just stop on a dime. He's like, he's got the most athleticism. And then we're just like, there's like a pause in the conversation, and he goes, you want to see the losers ring? And I went, yeah, and he showed me the Falcons NFC Championship.
Yeah.
But just like the way he went, you want to see the losers ring? like I've been waiting to see it. I was like,
He's got some comedic delivery.
He's funny, dude. He's always been very funny.
He is.
People
been
don't
looking a little
understand.
stressed out lately, but he's.
I mean, I want the boy to sleep.
Yeah,
I was watching that game against the Bills. I'm like, I wanted to go, guys, give him an hour to nap.
No, it's
Let my man eat and take a
kind of
nap.
like when you watched Obama in his first year.
Oh, the gray hair.
And then you see him at it at the end, how fucking the presidency ages the shit out of you.
We went-
NFL coaching ages the fuck out of you.
Dude, it's crazy. We went for a wedding down in Florida, and we went a little early to hang out with Mike and his wife and his daughter. And we were hanging out, and Katie's only seen Mike during the football season.
Yeah.
That's it. For our friendship, we go to Dolphins game, and she hates going. She has to wear like neutral because she's a Pats fan. She's like, I ain't fucking putting on Dolphins shit.
I hate
and
those
then
guys.
we go down there. But like we talked to Mike after the game and hang out, but he's so zapped that when we went down the offseason, she was like, man, that was fun hanging out with him.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never got to hang out with him. I'm like, yeah, he's the best. And she's like, damn, dude, coaching just stresses the fuck out of people.
It does.
But you know what I mean? Like when we're talking about this, dude, first off, on the call, Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Doesn't get much better than that.
That doesn't, this is
when they
why
were
it's-
CBS. This is before Fox.
Yeah, this was
Fox came in 94.
this NBC or CBS?
CBS.
This was CBS. Yeah, dude, that like the classic Summerall 45 to the 40 to the 35, the way you'd count it down.
Yeah.
When I think of Pat Summerall and John Madden, I think of specifically 49ers, Cowboys.
I think of that. I mean, we growing up as a Niners fan, you watched Fox all the time because NFC
Yeah.
was always on Fox. So I just always
CBS
remember,
had AFC.
remember John Madden drawing the guy. We look right here. There's a guy coming off his helmet, and the heat's got to get off.
Here's a guy. He would always say, here's a guy. And you're like, oh, he's the best, dude. He was the best.
What about Dan Reeves in a fucking suit for this game?
Dude, Dan Reeves.
Mike Nolan. There you go.
Yeah,
Mike
Mike Nolan.
Nolan.
The Niners used to rock the suit. But I'm sorry, you wear a suit to get your ass kicked? That sucks.
Nah,
Dan Reeves. By the way, this
Not really,
is
if you think of it. If the logic behind it, because then you don't even have to shower when you leave.
true. You just look good.
You just, all right, well, you don't want to change.
But on the wrong side of that, you go, yeah. Also, maybe I'm arguing against myself here, but having a suit when you start getting blown out, you get to do that.
It is a good
You get to
visual.
go like,
It's a visual.
You're doing the
like
Rodney
The Office type
Dangerfield.
vibe.
Yeah, he's like, I'm telling you. Hey, you know who's not giving me any respect right now is Bill Walsh. I'm telling you, we can't even lock down John Taylor. I think we got Jerry Rice covered. Then you got to worry about Brent Jones. Rodney Dangerfield coaching the Broncos. John Elway, you know, the guy wants to save the game. I mean, what is he, 10 to 26? I'm telling you, I get no respect. We got Bobby Humphrey. I don't know if he's running from the 49ers defense or the police for a DUI. Look it up. I'm not wrong. Hey, Bobby Humphrey, number 26. I traded for his starting lineup. It was one of the biggest regrets I ever had in my childhood. Someone talked me into trading a Bernie Kosar for a Joe Montana starting lineup and a Bobby Humphrey for like a Herschel Walker.
What was that, a
It was
card?
no, remember the starting lineups? The little figures?
We got a Joe
yeah,
Montana one here.
Yeah,
I used to call him Toy or whatever.
Yeah, but they're just toys. Yeah, but like the little toys, little starting, and then you lose the helmet
Collectibles.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
There's
I
a Joe Montana one over here.
I loved starting lineups.
All
but I
timers,
got
man.
older kid fleeced me into it.
Sweet.
He's like, dude, I'll give you Bernie Kosar, Bobby Humphrey, and Howie Long for like Joe Montana, blah, blah, blah. And I traded it, and I was like,
Wait a minute.
I just gave away my Joe Montana.
I just got fleeced.
It's kind of like it's kind of like when you're fantasy football and you're drafting up a trade to your boys.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, I really want this player, so I'll give him this. And then you got to look at the trade, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
What am I drunk? What did you do to me?
That was you last week trying to get me.
What are you talking
That's
about?
so
Butter me
funny.
up.
I had that one. The one I gave up was the one in him in the red jersey was the one I traded. But I got that one for a birthday
Starting
gift,
lineup.
and I never gave that one up. Shout out, dude. Starting lineups.
Man.
Hey, this is Julian Edelman. As a fellow dude, do you ever get that not so fresh feeling in your butt? That's because you're probably using the dry stuff to wipe. Wet, extra large, flushable dude wipes get what toilet paper leaves behind in your behind. You wouldn't clean the tail end of your truck with dry paper towels. So why would you wipe with dry toilet paper? Wetter just cleans better. With Dude Wipes, there are no more dingleberries, no more itch and irritation, just a deep, down the seam, confident clean. Plus, unlike baby wipes, Dude Wipes are extra big for adult hands. You're not a baby, so keep them on hand so you get nothing on your hands. And speaking of on hand, Dude Wipes come in different scents and pack sizes, including a single-use, on-the-go pack that you can take anywhere for that home field advantage. Stop being an a-hole to your b-hole. Drop the toilet paper. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Just
Jack,
the best.
break down this game.
Bring them back, baby. Bring them back. All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier. These Niners got to start fast, got to start from ahead. Get out there with an 8-play drive that ends in kind of what is the moment in this game that's singed into my head. Jerry on that 20-yard TD, bouncing off Atwater because he goes, these safeties, when they were scouting them, they don't like to wrap up.
They don't like to
They
wrap.
bring the boom, but they don't wrap up. And case in point, right there, and then Jerry's running into the end zone, arms up, and we know this thing's about to be over, baby.
That
this
was
thing
it.
getting started fast and ending fast.
That's the shot that you think about is
Yes.
the arms up on that TD, and you go like, we're about to rip these motherfuckers.
And then this was also in the era when Elway, he was a little shiftier, baby. He could move outside the
run.
packet.
Yeah.
So it was big, keeping him in the pocket and contained. Did that very well early on.
He was a guy that was Tom Brady reminded me of that when he first started. Where you go, no one talks about Tom Brady running, but he picks up first downs in the way that Elway would pick up first downs.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just go, I just need 6, I'll run for 7. And then I'm out, and you're not going to hit me. He wasn't like Bledsoe, who's like, hit me, I dare you.
No.
Brady was like, I'm out, and Elway was good at that until the helicopter. But that was
Get to the
just,
chopper.
I'm not losing again.
Yeah, that's older Elway.
That was older, but this Elway, you're right, was
Yeah, he was a little.
he would pull the ball and run.
Yeah, that was a big part of the game plan. They said keeping him in the pocket and contained. Elway comes back with a nice little 10-play drive. Maybe this thing will get a little life. 7-3, Montana to Brent Jones, 13-3. Then we move into the second.
Brent Jones.
Oh, my God.
Brent Jones.
Rathman and Rice tack on TDs in the
Look at
second.
that.
27-3 at the halftime. I mean,
Oh,
we got the
dogs are
route.
just
We got
catching
the route
frisbees.
going, baby. And this
Was that the halftime show?
No,
Dog
no.
Airbud.
Oh, it was terrible.
No, it was a tribute to something. Look
was
it up.
Pete Fountain, Doug Kershaw, and Irma Thomas.
But what were they doing?
Let's
it was
see,
like
there was like
they
a-
were doing like an ode to something. It was something
God.
like so corny that you'd be like, we would never allow that at a Super Bowl now.
An ode to
man.
not showing any any titty.
I forget what it was, but it was very funny. Yeah, dude, halftime shows back then were like, can you play the flute?
Oh God! It was a salute to New Orleans and the 40th anniversary
That's what it was.
of the comic strip Peanuts.
Peanuts. They were doing a Peanuts thing. So they're going, hey, Charles, Charles. And they were playing like, dude, they had Elway and all them dancing out there like the Peanuts kids.
Oh my God! Aaron
Charlie
Neville
Brown,
with the national
baby.
anthems. All
Yeah,
right.
dude, they had Charlie Brown's big Super Bowl.
That's crazy, bro. That is insane. And then, give a little love here. The coin toss was tight. Uncle Terry was out there. Art Shell, Willie Wood, Mel Blunt. We had some star power out for the starting lineup. And Terry, speaking of Uncle Terry, was quite prophetic on this one. He said if they're not careful, it could be 55-3 at the half.
Really?
That's what Terry said. He's on record as saying that. Not quite right,
Uncle
but
Terry,
final score.
Dude, guy knew it.
Terry knows ball, dude.
Guy
Well, I
knew
mean,
it.
this
Terry
Niners
knows.
team was just loaded. This is a blowout. When,
Blowout.
when did you know at 6 years old this game was over?
Oh man, probably when my mom was having more Manhattans than normal. I think by halftime I was kind of like, I understood when probably by like the end of the third quarter that I finally recognized as a 6-year-old child that cheering is mean.
Yeah.
They were, it was
yeah.
like it was the Simpsons thing where it's like, stop, they're already dead. And I was like, suck it.
Yeah.
And I remember them not even like at first, we're talking 13-3. They're like, get out of here, kid. Go Broncos. Hey, shut up, kid. And then by the third quarter, they're like, Trish, your son's doing it again. And I'm like,
Get him out of here.
No, what was
49ers.
Monday going to school? What was that like for
It
you?
was the best. It was, dude.
If
Put me
Suckett
in.
wasn't
You
there
might as well have put me in a Red Wings jersey like Tupac because I was spitting at kids.
The classic
I was
pick.
like, "What's up,
We
dude?
all know.
Going to school in a 49er shirt ready for a fight.
Did you?
Yeah, dude. I would love to rub in the face when the 49ers would win.
Oh my, especially
Everybody in school.
that was the king though. You guys beat him in the Super Bowl.
I remember 2 kids specifically that I grew up with thinking that John Elway was better than Joe Montana, and I remember just jawing at them for a while.
What was your argument?
After just
Super Bowls?
55-10. Yeah. That was what you would say to him. 55-10.
55-10.
Chips were down. What happened? John Elway versus Joe Montana. 55-10. It's the score that's in my head because I talk so much shit with it. That I will never forget this Super Bowl 24 score because of walking around going 55-10. At daycare, 55-10.
I'm going to start using that.
55-10.
Like 6, 7, 55-10.
55-10. What are you going to, you're not even, people are going home in the third quarter. This isn't an argument of Joe Montana has a quicker release point. He's got more accuracy. 55-10.
55.
Joe Montana
55-10.
put it on you with 5 touchdowns. Oh. Also, isn't this like one of the only Super Bowl MVPs that Joe got? Like out of the 4 he got, I thought Jerry got
1.
I
think he got 3.
Did he get 3?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he got 3, right? Joe Montana?
Joe Montana got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Super Bowl MVP. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, you got 3. Joe got 3.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's tough. There,
Yeah,
Jerry
that's the thing. There could be the argument here. Speaking of stat lines here, Jerry, 7 catches, 148 yards, 3 tutties.
Do you think if he gets 10 receptions, they go 10 receptions and 1 more touchdown? Do you think they go?
If Montana distributes out to more than 3 receivers, how many touchdowns were through how many different receivers?
It was 5 touchdowns. 3 went to Jerry. 1 went to Rathman. 1 went to Brent Jones.
That's why. That's why.
Taylor.
Yeah. No, Montana to Brent Jones. Extends it. So he's got 1 to Jones. So did Rathman get the rushing touchdown?
Yeah, he got a rushing touchdown.
That's what it was. So John Taylor got 1.
Yeah, John Taylor got 1.
So there's 3 different
Taylor and
receivers
Jones,
that got 3 different. That means he's dissecting.
Yeah. He's going like, oh, that's fun.
That's how if you hit more than 3 receivers, they'll always get to the quarterback.
Dude, Joe was going through his reads so nice.
Yeah, because
they're saying
spreading the love.
Spreading it.
Yeah, but then if you, like, because Jerry, the one he got he had like
200 yards or something.
It was insane.
But
that's still a crazy stat.
That is insane.
7-148 with 3 touchdowns. What are you, me playing college football 2026?
It's
Jerry had 11 catches, 215 yards, and a touchdown in the Super Bowl he got MVP in.
He had what?
Insane. He had 11 catches, 215 yards, and a touchdown.
That's what it is. I think over 10 catches is like, oh, you were fucking putting it in.
Yeah.
That's like a running back getting over 100.
I think I had 10.
Yeah. When you got yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
I think it was 10.
No tugs, though.
But I had no tugs.
But that doesn't matter. You got a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, but no tugs. I got
There
1
was
tug.
barely any tugs in
Look
that
at this
game.
John Elway stat line: 10 for 26, 108 yards, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's all you got to say to your friend. 10 to 26.
10 to 26.
Stop.
What do you got? 55-10, 10 to 26. Follow the math. Follow the math.
What's the aftermath of this, John?
Oh,
Jackie?
my gosh. Joe wins Super Bowl MVP. This would become the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history. 55-10, 55-10. San Francisco would go on and lose in the 1990 NFC Championship, preventing the three-peat, unfortunately.
Which, by the way, came down to a last-second field goal. Just like the way the Giants won the Super Bowl. People forget that. The 49ers
And they were running the clock out, and Roger Craig fumbled.
Yeah. A guy who never fumbled.
Never fumbled, and it was like a weird fumble.
And it was one of those things where you just went, that was destiny with Giants hitting the kick at
Wide
the end
right.
and Norwood missing. I mean, it's like, all right, what are you going to
Destiny
do?
shit. They had Bon Jovi on their side. They couldn't lose. Oh, man. This was also kind of the last hurrah for Joe in a sense. Got hurt bad in that NFC title game.
Back.
Back. Spinal.
So they show it in the documentary where his head goes off the AstroTurf at the old Meadowlands. You're like, oh my God.
Those guys were warriors.
Concrete with
Dude, yeah.
carpet over it.
I feel soft when I watch them.
You're like, oh.
And I played hard.
You played in a league where there was still
They were until like
targeting wasn't a thing when you were in there at
halfway,
first.
like in my like 6th year, they started really shutting down on it.
Yeah, but you had those 6 years.
They
where
were
it was,
6 years where I got fucking decapitated. Dawkins hit me really bad.
Dude,
I got blitzed by Ed Reed a few times.
Who hit you the hardest
Uh,
that you remember?
there was a time Ray Lewis we worked together. We ended up for a while.
That's the funniest way of saying you got hit is saying we worked together.
No, and we really worked together.
No, but it's fun also to think like you guys on the football field. You're like, that's an old coworker of mine. Yeah, he smashed me, but we worked together at the NFL. The company was the NFL.
I will be filing an HR
Jules, you should
complaint.
start referring to other NFL players as coworkers.
Yeah, please,
colleagues.
dude. Yeah, dude. Well, we were coworkers in the NFL together, and you go, oh, and he hit.
He hit me so hard once. Haloti Nada. I got up and I remember in Haloti Nada like, hey, your sideline's that way, dude.
Oh, fuck.
It's crazy. Dude. But I don't know. I think those Landry hit me really hard once.
Yeah.
The kid from the safety. Remember that big ass safety from the Jets?
Yeah.
He knocked me out of a game once. I cut back into pursuit and he caught me not seeing it.
And then you're like, well, that is
Control-Alt-Delete.
dude.
You just don't remember until you get to the sideline.
Yeah, dude. If I were, I would be telling you secrets before your games. I'd be like, don't tell anybody this. And then you get hit and you go, honestly, I think I'm all right with that secret being with. I think Julian will be all right. Dude.
Full Men in Black shit.
Yeah, he got fucking, yeah. But that, I mean, Montana getting hurt in that game was like, that was it. You're right. That was it. That was it for him in San Francisco.
That was it.
Man.
Fucking Giants. We just talked shit about them and they fucking ended it.
Yeah.
We've been dumping on Elway and the Broncos here and there, 55-10, 55-10. But they would go back-to-back Super Bowl 32 and 33. Yeah. This
Mike
one's
Shanahan.
for John.
Run game.
Yep.
This one's for John. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, Denver, here's a weird theory of mine. Denver wins the Super Bowl because the Avalanche came to town and won the Stanley Cup. And I'm just telling you, as someone that grew up in Denver, that did for Denver what that did is we're like, oh, we're not losers. It like got them over the yips. Yeah. They were like, oh yeah, the Avalanche won the championship. Next year, Denver wins the Super Bowl because they go, why not? And then I promise you, I just remember that being a big news story of everyone going, Denver finally got a championship. We got the Stanley Cup. The Colorado Avalanche are champions. And then it was kind of like, well, now the pressure's gone. And then the Broncos go, and those teams were so much fun. Shannon Sharp, Steve Atwater, Bill Romanowski, Neil Smith, Alfred Williams. You got Gary Zimmerman at left tackle, but Howard Griffin, Terrell Davis.
Ball. You're dropping left tackle.
EBK, bro. Elite ball knowledge.
What's that?
Rod Smith.
Rod Smith, number 80.
Yeah.
By the way, I got to see against the Washington Redskins, Rod Smith's first NFL touchdown was at Mile High Stadium, a regular season game against the Redskins. John Elway let a drive with 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter and put it perfectly in the corner for Rod Smith to pull it down for his first NFL touchdown. And I'm telling you, you watch the amount of Bronco games I went to, it was impossible for me not to go like,
God, no.
I got a huge soft spot for him. But the Niner in me is so strong that I fought it off the whole time. To the point that my uncle was like mad about it. He was like, why aren't you a Broncos fan? I was like, because I'll never be. Because if 1990 didn't switch me, if the Divorce Bowl didn't pull me to the Broncos, I ain't ever coming over.
Ever.
Forged in fire.
And now it makes it even better that I grew up. Because now I'm like, now I live in New York City with like other 49ers fans or whatever. And it's like, I used to be ashamed that I'm not from the Bay, but I'm like, oh, sports are handed down.
Yeah.
There's Steelers fans in Seattle and there's like Buccaneers fans in Minneapolis. It's just like, you grow up with what you're given. And I'm so lucky to be a Niner fan.
Oh, hell
where
yeah.
you were born in Connecticut has some of the weirdest lineage.
Oh, because they go Giants, Jets, Pats.
There'll be like a Packers Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Or I mean a Pats Knicks fan or a Red Sox Giants fan.
Yankees, Pats.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Red Sox, Giants.
There's a weird shit in
and you go,
Connecticut.
that's queer. And
But that's because of what you were just saying, lineage.
But
Because before the teams even existed, they were all liking them shit.
well, you know what's really funny about that is my dad, because this is before Sunday Ticket, this is before YouTube. We're living in Hartford because of my mom's job. My dad's a Niner fan. The Niners, thank God, were one of the best teams, so you get national games.
Yeah.
But he became a Pats fan because he's watching Andre Tippett. He's watching guys like that, and he's watching them suck. But he's like, dude, first off, I'm just going to say this. The best throwback logo is Pat the Patriot.
Pat
100%. Let's go,
Dude,
man.
Katie sent me a video. She goes, look what we're rocking this week. And I'm like,
It didn't work though. We lost. Yeah.
I know, but it's still a fucking cool-ass logo.
It is.
It hits.
And
man.
the Denver D.
Yeah.
The old school
Yeah.
Denver D. is
It's a cool.
come on, man.
It's great.
That
Those orange
with the
crushers.
horse coming
Bronco
through.
in there.
Yes.
I would tell you the only Broncos merch I would rock is old school Denver Broncos merch because it does remind me of growing up there and shit. But
Tasteful.
I loved it. What streamlined the Broncos for me was Shanahan and Ed McCaffrey and any other excuse of the 49ers coming over.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I was supporting these guys before.
NFC, AFC though, you could do
yeah,
that.
you can do that.
Now, if you were like a Rams fan and a Niners fan,
That doesn't make sense.
I can't.
I hate when people try to
If you
do
go
that.
cross conference, it's always all right.
Oh, dude, I saw one
That's
person.
my excuse for being a Niners fan. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I played in the AFC. You know, I like
But
that.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's what, dude, I remember, and this is hilarious, when McDaniel, he calls me and he goes, hey, man, I'm going to leave. I'm going to try to go be a head coach. And I'm like, fuck yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It's time, dude. It's time. People see your weird little ass doing crazy shit. You fucking psycho. People are about to see that you're a genius. You know what I mean? And then I hang up on the phone. Dude, I remember exactly where I was sitting on the couch in our condo in Hoboken, and Katie's in the kitchen. And I go, McDaniel's leaving the Niners like that. She's like going through the cabinets, and she goes, as long as he doesn't end up in the AFC East like that. Less than 4 days later, he's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And she's like, no Dolphins merch in this house. She's like, no Dolphins merch in this house.
We hate the Dolphins.
But
Hell
it was
yeah.
because they got you guys. They were the one team. You guys would blow out Buffalo. The Jets you hated. You'd beat the shit out of. But Miami would like sneak punch you guys.
The weather, man. That Miami
I tell you,
flu.
you know, when you got the division wrapped up in week 13,
Yeah.
and you go down to Miami, it's fucking 12 degrees in Boston,
Yeah.
it's 83 in fucking Florida in December. You're like, oh, whatever.
Dude, we were going to
It was
home.
always tough to play. You got to understand when a team, like, even when you look at who are like, even with the Bills now, all these teams now in the division are designing their team to try to beat you.
Yeah.
So like you look at those old Dolphins teams, they always had crazy pass rushers.
Yeah.
They always, you know, they would spend their top 4 picks on fucking defensive linemen. What do you got to do to try to beat the Patriots? Get Tommy off the fucking spot.
Well, dude,
get Tommy off the spot.
you got to go after
And that's what, you know, when
the league forever was you had to go after Tom. Well, McDaniel's first job was with the Houston Texans outside of the Broncos. And he called me and my friend Chad, who we go to all of his games. We're all like close from high school. And we're like, who you drafting? Reggie Bush? Who you going to take? You going to take Jay Cutler? And he's like, Mario Williams. And we're like, why are you guys taking Mario Williams? He's like, Kubiak said we need to go after Peyton. We're playing Peyton Manning twice a year. You got to get someone in his face.
Got
and
it.
you're like, you're right. They would design these teams. But
Belichick used to call him, I think, Big M. He would always have a weird
a tight
nickname
nickname.
for certain guys.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, all right, you guys got to watch out for Big M here. Like, there was always one or two, or like whenever we play like Spags, he's like, all right, you guys Spag. Like it was like his way of trying to be cool. Was like that was
he's like dropping slang.
Yeah.
He's like,
watch
he
out
goes-
for Big M, guys.
That's so funny. Oh, dude, that's really Bill Belichick trying to use modern slang is just a funny thing where he's like, he's got a lot of swag. And you're like, I don't know if that works out. He's like, no, it is. It's a mood. It's like in that like grumble, like a little thing. He goes, it's giving off sack energy. It's giving off pass rush energy. It's just him being like, "Meh."
Full bill. Full bill. Man. Let's wrap this thing up and get it named and score it. The name of the game, this is something that we came up with. If you have a specific name that you want to give, you could throw it in. But we came up with the back-to-back,
Great.
the blowout in the Big Easy. The Niners take New Orleans. This one's not for John.
I like that one.
Or the Divorce Bowl.
I mean, I personally obviously got to go Divorce Bowl, but I also wouldn't mind naming it the back blowout and the Big Easy. Because that's what the Niners did to the Broncos is they blew their backs out.
The back blowout in the Big Easy.
I like this. I like this.
I like that.
And that's just, that mixes both the shit talking I got from this game for all the Broncos fans.
I like that.
But I personally will always refer to this as the Divorce Bowl.
Okay, then we'll go to the Divorce Bowl.
Because that was Trish and Gary legally getting the government involved to let it know that this marriage was not going to happen.
By law.
By law. Yeah.
Score the game. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Decimals encouraged. Decimals encourage, Dan. Stakes 0 to 10. Decimals encouraged.
See?
The stakes of this game.
The stakes were a repeat. It was for John to break the I'm not a loser in the Super Bowl. The Broncos are like, hey, we can win a Super Bowl. But for the Niners, it's back-to-back. You love a back-to-back. We had never had it. So the stakes, surprisingly, I think are lower than other games. I think if you're going as far as the greatest game of all time, the stakes are fairly low. Because it's like, yeah, the Niners might get it, but there wasn't really like bad blood. There wasn't much besides, outside of the Soder house.
You're going for back-to-back.
It's big.
Only been done once at this time
Okay.
by the
And if
Steelers.
John Elway loses a third.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Okay, that does raise the stakes
But
a little.
this is your score, though.
I would say, and we're going this out of 10,
Out of 10, 0.
I would say the stakes are 7. 7.0.
I like that.
Star power, I'm going 9.5.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got
9.5.
Joe Montana, John Elway, Jerry Rice,
It's a
Ronnie
big
Lott,
star. This is a big
Steve
star-studded
Atwater.
event.
This is
star-studded.
The amount of Hall of Famers in this game is unbelievable. Gameplay, Niners 10.0, Broncos 0.0. So I say gameplay, I think I'm going to give it an 8.5 because you watch the Niners excel and the Broncos just fumble. But this was a highlight game. This is what you send to a college to recruit the Niners. You go, look at all these highlights in one tape.
What about the name of the game?
cultural significance.
Of the Divorce Bowl?
How much do you think about this game? For you, it might be very
I mean,
high.
it's 10.0 for me.
10.0.
This is the game that solidified me as a 49er fan and also made me understand that it was my dad's fault for the divorce. So that was like a big thing. I think coming into the Super Bowl, I go, I think mom might have been at fault. And then after this game, I went, you know what, dad, it was dad.
It's bigger than just a
It was
game.
dad. He stole money from you. That was kind of fucked up. I became a 49er fan, but I think I became Team Trish after this game.
Wow.
You help her clean up after a Super Bowl party. You know, you go. Oh, I
She's
love
doing
my
everything to.
mom. Yeah.
Oh my god! I can only imagine. She probably thinks you're on cloud nine. And you're like with your dad. And yeah, she's like, "Well, he fucking stole money from me. How do you like that?"
Yeah, you go. Well, that kind of real. Well, that got real. You get like that. You go. Well, I didn't need to know the reason why.
Couldn't
But
wait
yeah.
until after the parade.
Yeah.
My stakes. I'm gonna go. I think it's like a 9.5.
Really?
Yeah,
For
I
the
mean,
back to back.
Back-to-back
Lethal
Super
weapon
Bowls.
game, baby.
If you're in a Super Bowl, stakes are life or death. People are getting paid off of this. People are getting killed off of this. So stakes of a Super Bowl to me personally are always 9+.
Okay.
I went with a 9.7. I'm in
Back
I'm
to
with
back.
you.
Before this is a big legacy for both sides.
Big
too.
legacy. You got
Obviously-
Joe Montana.
This is the argument of Joe Montana versus John Elway.
This is it. So
Yeah.
I think the stakes
Okay.
are huge. I thought the star power 9.5 as well, probably. Gameplay, that's where it hits me.
9.2.
Blowout. I gotta take my San Francisco bias off, but it's shitty when you're watching a Super Bowl and it's not close.
Yeah.
Regardless of what fan base you're on.
Yeah.
For all the other 100 million people that are
They
watching,
don't. Yeah.
it's kind of whack. But offensively speaking, this was a fucking clinic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a 7.2.
Okay.
And the name of the game,
Hold on, Jack.
Out of five, out of
I
five.
also had a 5 because
Blowout.
I think I took
5 for Niners, 0 for.
I went with the it evens out to a 5, like Dan said.
Yeah.
and then the name of the game for me, the Divorce Bowl. I'm gonna go with an 8.
All right.
I kind of want to
love it.
rescore my shit after we came up with that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm going to rescore. I'm going to bump this thing up. Let's get these numbers up.
All right.
7.1.
Great.
I think
C's get degrees, dude.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see
stick
where
with
this
my
thing
5.1.
lands. It's gonna land high though. These are high
the
numbers.
Divorce Ball just hits different. I like that name.
A 7.8.
It's an
8.0.
8.04.
Dude, that's a low B.
No, I know, but it's still pretty.
That's going to put us at our it's tied with the Iron Man match, 44 with Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania.
I absolutely agree.
12.
As someone that was the first WrestleMania I ever purchased myself
Legally?
with money I got.
Nice.
That I would
You
say
didn't have an illegal box friend?
my friend Mitch did.
Yeah,
But it was hard to get over to his house
Yeah.
because
The illegal
I was
box.
low on the invitation list and people were popping over there. That was the first time where I was like, my mom, to prove a point, my mom was like, well, you have your own money, buy WrestleMania. And I was like, great, call it in. And
Say less. Say less.
What? I put the cash down on the center island. I'm like, call it in. Because that was when you had to call a pay-per-view. And she was like, all right. And then I was like,
Oh my
went
god.
out in the living room.
Invested.
I was like, dude, Roddy Piper versus Goldberg in a street fight, the return of the Ultimate Warrior versus Triple H, dude, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart in a guaranteed 60-minute match. Let's go.
Let's go.
So I get that. I would do that.
It's right
And it's
below
just-
the other Niners.
Niners Chiefs.
See, I think this has got to be higher than
54.
that. No,
That one
It
is
was a
Heidi
blowout.
Gardner.
It was
shot.
a blowout, dude.
Blowout.
It was a blowout.
This is Joe's last one.
It was.
I know.
but
I
it
know. We
wasn't.
didn't know, though.
But you know what's funny is, and I know I'm a huge Niner fan. I would put Joe Montana's Monday Night Football game against the Broncos over this game.
Well,
did
let's
this
see if we
game.
did.
All right,
Yeah.
where is it?
I want to see if it landed higher.
I don't think it did.
It didn't.
Because of regular season, the stakes.
Okay, stakes. I
Now,
get it.
Those are
It
biased
could be-
stakes
where is
to
it
like the
here?
regular viewer,
Yeah.
but for the stakes of San Francisco
I
fan,
understand that.
Where do we have it?
we need
At Rams Niners week 2,
Oh, here it
baby.
is. It's 54th. Right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
LA Montana week
7.79.
7. So it was barely above it.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the
Yeah.
Monday Night Football 85? Oh, that was Bill Burr.
That was Bill Burr. The
Oh, great.
Bears
That
Dolphins.
podcast was great, by the way.
Oh,
Burr was fucking hilarious on this.
He made fun of my shoes
Yeah.
for the first like
You can't wear
15
anything around Bill Burr.
can't.
I learned that coming up at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
It's like if you wear anything, they're gonna clock you immediately. They're like New York comics are like detectives. They'll like see something and be like, I could tell by the way you walked in, you're gay.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, shit. Like
1000%.
I bought this when I first started making a little money in like 2011 or whatever. I had this Adidas sweatshirt that I bought that I was like, it was striped. I was like, I'm about to drown in the pussy. And then I walked in the cellar, and from the second I stepped into the olive tree, it was like Joe DeRosa, Sherrod Small, and Colin Quinn just being like, like, why the fuck would you buy that? What are you on a chain gang? And I was like, God damn it. I wore it once into the cellar, and I never wore that sweatshirt again.
Full
I've
firing
donated
squad.
it.
That's like the locker room. For
Yeah. Do you just wear it in
comics.
and you're like, what? I just heard Sherrod Small go, what the fuck you wearing? And you're like, it's like a haircut. You get a bad haircut and you come in the cellar, you're like, I'm fucked. And I got to just let it grow out.
all these boys. They're
Yeah.
just waiting to rip.
Just waiting to tear me apart.
And they're the best at ripping.
What's that? Burr knows ball really well. Sam Morrill knows ball really well. Basketball really well.
Sammy, we love you.
Stavros knows Ravens. Shane Gillis knows ball the most. Played football in college at Elon. Like
Shout out,
Notre
baby.
Dame.
Yeah, he's
For
a
an
big Notre
offseason.
Dame
Phoenix,
guy.
baby.
Shane knows the most ball, but that I know. I'm trying to think who else knows ball. There's a lot of comics.
I
that,
did a
like,
movie recently with him.
Yeah?
And we were just talking.
he's the man.
And
He called me on the way over.
in between the thing, we were talking about football. Like I'm in my scene doing the scene.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me. He goes, "You don't know."
Oh, that's so funny. Dude, it was so funny is we were just jokingly on the phone on Friday talking about the meanest thing you can say from a man to another man's you don't know ball.
Exactly.
If you
Oh,
say
it's
to
up
another
there.
man, you're deballing him right there. You go, you don't know ball. And you go, because we were saying that about another guy, and Shane goes, ooh, you were hitting him with that? And I was like, oh, dude, I said, it's 11 boys on each side. He doesn't know ball. And he goes, ooh. When you get me, Shane goes, ooh, you're being nasty. He'll say that. He goes, oh, you're being real nasty on that.
I just watched. So I was watching The Sandlot with my daughter,
Oh, hell yeah.
and like the biggest insult at the time in the 50s is you play ball like a girl.
yeah.
My daughter has no clue. It's like what why?
So what?
Why? What's wrong with
You
that? And I
throw
was
like a girl.
and everyone brings the house down. Everyone's like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, the modern equivalent is you don't know ball.
Yeah,
to
the
another
modern
dude.
equivalent is you don't know ball.
You don't know ball. I jokingly will say that about like when friends of ours, like Katie and I's friends that aren't in comedy or entertainment or whatever, and they'll like a comic that we don't like, we'll go like, oh yeah, and we'll leave them. They don't know ball.
They don't know ball.
Like,
It applies for anything.
Yeah. It really is just a great phrase.
Yeah.
You don't know ball. It's just you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
We miss anything on this game, Dan?
Nah, man. Thank you so much for letting me. This was so fun. When they were like, dude, they want to talk what, and I was like, 1990, the 1989-1990 Super Bowl. That's all I want to talk about. First off, loved watching you play football. You were one of those dudes that you could tell you enjoyed playing football. And to me, I think that's what makes the NFL even better is when you see those guys that you go, because like I still freak out. Like I did the Palace of the Performing Arts back in February. And as a comedy fan, I'm like, yo, this is where Dana Carvey recorded his HBO special. I like seeing football players that like that. Like you can tell that it means something to them when they're on the field and then they're like, I'm fucking like taking it in.
Was Carvey your guy?
Carvey was my first guy. Dana Carvey, Bay Area guy.
He's from my hometown.
Yeah, I know. He's
from Redwood City.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I think he was born there, and then he
was a guy where, you talk about your favorite teams or like your favorite cast of SNL. My 1990 49ers cast of SNL is at the same time SNL from like 89 or 90, where it's Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Phil Hartman. Like you have young Farley, you have this
Sandler.
you have like this young roster.
Was Sandler there, right? Yeah.
I
or
think
is he later?
A little later, but that's what the 1990 49ers are. It's like that SNL cast. Where you go,
Sandler's 90 to 95.
Yeah. So it's like all these young guys that are about to be Hall of Famers, but you also have these like the legends.
Yeah.
But Dana Carvey was my guy.
Well, I mean, Garth.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And that special specifically. Like, so when I
The
was
stories from that are sad though. I heard that.
him and Mike.
Yeah.
But I heard they're cool again.
They're cool again, but like I've seen, you don't know what's real what you see these days.
But it is one of those things, man, where it's like when I got to perform at the Palace at the Performing Arts, I was like, damn, dude.
That's sick.
I was like, walked on that stage. I was like, yo, I probably watched that HBO special over 100 times. So it was like crazy to be like, damn, dude.
I kind of felt like that when I played in Lambeau.
Yeah, exactly.
When you play at Lambeau, it's because it's just, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's ancient old.
I would assume that's how a baseball player feels when you go to Fenway
or Wrigley.
Wrigley, you go, damn, dude, this is like
pretty cool.
I'm in the place where all the people that I loved did it before me, and now I'm doing what I love in the same place.
1,000%.
Yeah, it's badass.
Dude, thank you for coming on. Everyone go check out Golden Retriever of Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Tickets available at dansoder.com. Listen to his podcast, Soder, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And is that Golden Retriever of Comedy? Is that your Montana dog?
Well, I mean,
Reference?
I got called the Golden Retriever of Comedy by the Opie and Anthony subreddit in like 2012, where they're like, this motherfucker, you throw a premise, he will chase it down. And so I always love that. And people are like, you have big Golden Retriever energy. So they're like, we got to name this tour. And I was like, Golden Retriever Comedy.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's what we call Gronk.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. He's got Golden Retriever energy.
He's just a fucking big ass Golden Retriever.
Dude, I get excited and then you got to calm me down.
Yeah.
But I'm still happy.
Happy.
Yeah, still happy. Yeah.
Bro, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely,
this was awesome.
dude. This fucking ripped.
Man, old Dan Soder knows some ball.
He knows ball.
He loves ball.
What a guy.
What do you, what?
I was just saying, like, you guys, like, could have went to high school together, from the same era, like, knowing the same stuff.
Yeah, but he wasn't a Bay kid.
Close enough.
He was the kid that came into the Bay.
Summered in the Bay.
Man, that had to be super hard living in Detroit or Denver.
Oh,
the whole story is nuts.
Oh, yeah. Full behind enemy lines vibes.
You've been doing this thing lately with comedians where you're just like, what's your dysfunction?
Gotta ask
Sam always told me.
There's one.
Sam always told me, usually, isn't that what Sam told me once?
Yeah.
He goes,
How and why are you broken?
yeah.
Full Tom Rinaldi. Tell me about your childhood.
Yeah.
No
Fucking Ronaldo.
normal,
I heard
well-adjusted-
Ronaldo got big cat.
He did, bro.
Ronaldo
He'll come for
he'll
everyone.
fucking corner you in and start making you all tearied up and shit.
Hey, you better keep your head on a swivel.
You might have to start talking about old stories. Growing up.
I'm going to Dan's show tonight.
Let's
Are you going to
go.
show?
Recording that. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be fun.
I'm pumped about that.
Well, what
a guy.
another great episode.
Got to get Dan back in here.
We got
Yeah,
it.
you should.
I got to
Yeah.
go do his show. He got
You
one?
should. Yeah, New
Yeah,
York.
Soder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be great.
Well, is it time to get chill?
Let's get chill.
Jack.
Let's get chill. It's time for the Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN and celebrate responsibly.
Today in the chill zone, we are talking about a very, very, very special weekend that we just shared in Foxborough / Everett / Boston, the greater New England area, when we got to see our guy get that red jacket. We're going to recap our weekend at the Patriots Hall of Fame and the ceremonies and everything that went into it. Just to recap a little insider stuff for the fans. I feel like we got to talk about it, man.
Yeah, let's
It's a
do
heck
it.
of a
What do we
weekend.
got? You guys
Let's get
got
in
some-
there.
Jackson asked a question.
You got some questions?
First off, Jules, take us through your mindset of the whole weekend, like leading up to it, the actual weekend, the ins, the outs, everything.
Honestly, it's kind of nerve wracking. Is that right?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Just like I had to go speak, and I wanted it to be somewhat good, decent. Didn't want to look like an idiot up there. And then I also had to work from
Fox, yeah.
for Fox,
Yeah.
which I'm still like, that's still a game day to me.
Yeah.
I still get in game day mode when I have to go on to TV because I want to do good. You know what I mean? I want to do like well at the things I've been working on in my speaking. So like it was a lot mentally, but it was really good to have, all my family was all there and my close friends. And, it was a fun weekend to get to see them enjoy it, cause it's a family award. My dad thinks he's basically in the Hall of Fame now,
Oh, honestly, bro, he was getting the real treatment.
How many times did you tear up during the
I don't
speech?
know.
I think I counted 2 or 3.
I don't know.
I did a couple.
You actually got me too.
Yeah.
Like when you were talking about your dad and your mom, that's like, whoa.
And then it got worse when I looked over at Frank and he was crying. I was like, oh, here I go.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's just anytime you talk about family and like a lot of emotions hit you that like it was there. I don't think people understand how hard it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like it was a hard road that went, and there was so many like just crazy moments, but also so many low parts that, it's a lonely place, and it just, I don't know. That's why it gets you emotional. There's one person I forgot to mention was Nick Caserio.
I saw in the panel you were like, fuck.
Nick Caserio worked with me a lot, and I forgot about my
came
guy,
up. I
Nick.
thought he came up. He came up though in discussions.
It was Billy. I didn't get to see him, but
Okay.
me and Nick.
So many Patriots and all-timers showed up too.
Yeah,
That was
what did
awesome.
that mean to you, man, to see all those? Did you know they were going to be there?
Not all of them, no.
Wow. I mean, it was so
and then
cool.
also to get to share the stage with Bill Parcells.
Did you guys get to talk much backstage? I was
Bill,
curious
what a
about
pro. He's a football coach,
that.
man.
Still
Like,
looks great.
Still looks great. Still talks great. And like, he had he had nothing written down or anything for his speech. He went up there and winged it. And like, it was just football coaches can talk.
Oh yeah.
And
Command a room.
he would shoot a little joke to me, and he said, "Hey, I wish I would have got my hands on you." And I was like, I wish you would have too, coach. No, but it was, that was like really cool. Cause if you think about it, man, he's in like a few Hall of Fames.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He got the Jets the AFC Championship. He got the Cowboys to playing well. Won with the Giants. Patriots went to the Super Bowl. Like, he didn't just like
Yeah.
coach at a lot of places and not do. He coached everywhere he coached. He did well.
Oh yeah. I mean, he did work for 3 of the 4 AFC: Miami, New York Jets, Patriots. I mean, Cowboys. He's seen a lot of football.
So it was cool to see him. It was cool to see Pioli. It was cool to see McDaniels, Billy O. I mean, Slate Dog. Everyone there. McCourty came in.
Dola came back.
Dola.
That was something else, man.
Have you met
Ninko.
Stanley Morgan before?
Huh?
Have you met Stanley Morgan before?
I've met him briefly. That was the most I met Stanley. He was really cool too. Stanley Morgan was all the guys that are already in that were there. The alumni they were all just super cool, and it was it felt cool to like feel like I'm
You're part of it.
part of them.
That was.
Forever.
I mean,
That's the whole point of Hall of
Yeah,
Fame. You're a
it's
part of it
nuts.
forever.
Still, it was a lot, but it was a cool weekend.
a quick sartorial question here. How did the jacket fitting go? What went into that? Because your
Well,
shit looked a little bit nice and tailored and cropped. And
Yeah, I mean, they had my guy,
how'd that go?
New England, it was first class. They had a dude come out a few weeks before, do my sizing, but then we had to resize because I had the neck surgery.
Oh,
and so
shit.
my sizing went
You're a little
down.
tighter.
So they came in a couple days before.
And you grew.
Yeah. And then, so
Is there rules? Do they give you rules for the red jacket?
no, but I could leave it there.
So it's there.
It's there.
You get a lot for, like,
Anytime,
the
I need,
Masters.
Yeah.
anytime I need it,
Yeah.
they'll send it to me or something.
Okay.
Oh, that's tight.
It's like on FedEx track stuff, whatever. I don't know. They're like, you can keep it here. We just send it to you. You know, it
no
was great
jersey,
doing.
no jersey swaps. Jacket swaps.
Honestly, though, I was pissed about the loss.
Oh
Yeah, a lot
my
of
God.
turnovers.
Maroon.
They looked good in the throwbacks, but
They should have had you down there at halftime to get their heads right, bro. My God.
Did you get to spend any time with the current team?
I didn't. I saw Vrabes though.
Yeah.
Vrabes, I saw him in the hallway before the games, and I went kind of long on my speech. And Vrabes goes, there's only 12 minutes at halftime.
All right, wise guy.
All right, Vrabes.
A lot of people to thank up there, wise guy.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, hey, playing catch with Diggs before the game. That was tight.
I did one.
Seeing Hove? Got to hang out with Hove?
I got to see Jay-Z. That was
Oh,
fucking
my
a
God.
highlight. I loved him. I said, I told him, I go, anytime your song came on, I knew it was time to go to battle because that was Tom's song.
That's right. Public service announcement.
announcement. That was really cool. Mr. Kraft was awesome. I was really impressed with Jonathan Kraft.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Speech God.
Yeah, follow that too.
Yeah. Jonathan went up there and he didn't have a speech prepared. He did all what
Wait, he didn't?
I don't know. Or I think he had something prepared, but I think he just remembered it.
Williams guy. It's Williams.
Stats off top, stats off dome,
Yeah.
moments,
Stats,
heartfelt,
moments,
wordplay.
Yeah.
freaking
Man.
delivery.
Yeah. And like Stacey James getting some love, played it very well.
He was not, he was,
Dude,
woo.
I was like, that's a pro.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I love too, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but
Mr. Kraft too, man.
Mr. Kraft, when you guys were all in your red blazers, he's like, "That's cute. Check out this blue blazer that I'm gonna rock. One of one."
He said that?
No, but I just got the vibe from the blue blazer. He looked real good.
He did. RKK was slick as usual. How about JT? JT was on the sidelines.
JT.
came to show love. He and Deuce.
Yeah.
How
him
cool
and
is that?
Deuce. I wish I would have I was trying to get Lily and him to meet.
Oh my God, power couple right there.
Get some height in the family.
That'd be tight. Yeah, honestly, I'm all for it.
Deuce. No, he's always a awesome guy to see. Tatum.
He's a beast.
It was an awesome moment, man.
It really was. What was if you guys had? I want to say also, Jules, for not want to speak for Kyler, but thank you for having us there, man. That meant so much to you. Made me feel like
Appreciate
part
you
of the
guys
fam,
coming.
dog. I was honored to be there and get to witness it live and in person and get teared up and rub elbows with everybody and meet the cousins and hang with the fam for a weekend. That was unbelievable. I'll never forget that, man.
Oh, appreciate you guys coming. You guys
It was a weekend of a lifetime.
our family. You
I
know?
sure appreciate
Hang
it,
around
man.
with you guys a bunch.
That's
It's kind of
true.
like my new work family. It's kind of like
Like
those
that.
guys. You know, it becomes your family.
Shout
Everyone
out.
says, "Oh, your work's not your friend." No, that's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
Me and Jack
It's like
don't
the-
talk when we're not on camera.
It's like the freaking Olive Garden. When you're here, your family, baby.
When you're here, your family, and then we got endless freaking breadsticks and salad.
What before we wrap it up, everybody go around, like, what was your? I don't want to put any thorns. There were no thorns on this weekend. What was everyone's rose? What was everyone's rose? Well, the thorn was the game, the turnovers. Let's all agree on that.
Also,
what
some
about
of
your?
the jam-packed sprinters coming back from Gillette. You had to be very political.
Oh, yeah.
who you
Shout
sat
out
next
to we got Stadies. We had some
Yeah.
Stadies. At,
Oh,
And
yeah.
Encore was awesome. And
Encore was awesome.
Oh my
and-
God, my God!
Shout out to everyone who
What
put the
a-
show together.
Yeah.
Did
The
Mr.
Patriots.
They hooked us up.
did a whole
fatty
Everything.
thing.
fam.
I mean, there's a lot of legit. See,
Yeah.
that's why it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's
Poor Sam was
awesome.
losing his mind the whole time too.
It was an
encore.
awesome experience, but like, just my roses to all the people that had the logistics in, because it went pretty smooth. Everything went smooth, and that's all you can ask for.
I
Jack
feel
got
that.
noticed a bunch.
And the fans.
Oh, you did too. We all
Fans
did.
were,
I only
dude.
get, I only
the
get
show
noticed
up,
when I'm
there
with
was
Jack.
No,
There's hella
gassing me
people
up.
there too at the speech.
Honestly,
That's a rose.
A
That was
ton.
awesome. They
Yeah.
were packing that whole stadium, or
Yeah.
the whole stadium stairs, I should say.
Yeah.
My
the whole
rose
area.
was all seeing all the 11s.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's
Which
a lot
ones
of
are they?
11 sticks. I saw some Kent State jerseys.
The sticks were out.
That was like, that's a pretty cool thing. It was, my rose is for my daughter to see the sticks.
Speaking of Rose,
Just
Lily
so-
Rose, let's go.
So she can think that I'm cool.
Bro, how could you not be cool hanging with Jay-Z, ringing the bell?
See, I don't think she really, the bell, we rang the bell.
Tell us about the bell. How did that go? Like, what do you do?
You just go 1, 2, 3. Or let's go 1, 2, 3. It was cool.
How's the view up there?
Spectacular. I bet you in 2 more, 3 more weeks,
Little orange, little.
you start getting the foliage.
Ooh, yeah, baby. You can see as
Just
far as the eye can
miles
see.
of foliage in the New
We
England
like that.
colony
We like that.
around Foxborough.
I think my rose, this might be an underrated rose. A little private area at the Encore, playing some blackjack with my guy Ruben and dealing. Dola, me, you, big house. We got Lisa on the table. We got Curdy on the table. That was a packed table. Got hot. That was great vibes. It was just a great way to kind of wrap the day up, and it was very, very relaxing environment. I love it. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
The rooms were great. Oh my God, they hooked us up fatty style. Those are incredible rooms.
Thank you, Encore.
Man, no wonder Mr. Kraft had to sell off part of the team. He needs a cash infusion after that. He gave us so many rooms. Holy smokes, he hooked us up.
They hooked us up.
Outside the turnovers,
A1.
Patriots look like a team that when they figure some stuff out, that they're going to be a good team.
100%.
Like Drake May
Even
was
good
slinging
teams
it.
can't win with 5 turnovers, though.
Well, of course, you can't do
So
that.
like, doesn't that's the only thing to take away from the game.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean,
I know.
and they had a shot to win. That's a positive.
Hopeful.
The positive was they had a shot to win.
Yeah,
That's a positive.
yeah.
With 5
Yes.
turnovers.
You still should have won.
Still could have won.
My God.
Not should have. You don't turn the ball over and should win anything.
Could have. Could have. 100%.
But you can look at the team and be like, oh, there's some optimism here.
There's definitely some optimism. And Rome wasn't built overnight. This is going to take some fucking time. Time
Can't
on
win till you
task.
keep from learning how to not lose, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't
Gotta
win
learn.
until you learn from losing.
There it is. Sorry, mush mouth.
Lily on the field was a rose too. She was having fun. I was making her do. She was like racing her cousins and stuff. She was enjoying that. That was like the fun stuff because she's at an age now where she remembers a lot of it.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember when she was like 3, 4, 2, running on the field and shit.
That weekend's going to be a core memory for her.
That'll be
100%. Core memory.
That'd be amazing. And that was the Chill Zone. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN and celebrate responsibly. Thank you to everyone for that amazing, beautiful weekend. That was spectacular. The fans showed up. The freaking Patriots put everything together. My family, Sam, all you guys, Big House, Kai Guy, Jack. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
You crushed it, bro. That was an honor
for
to even
having
be
us. That was
included, man. I got to witness history.
And thanks to Dan to go over my childhood Niner team. But you can't be, Dan, you can't be throwing. See, his Mount Rushmore ideas were a little suspect. You can't be throwing guys that have never won Super Bowls on Mount Rushmores.
Yeah, like Patrick Willis in there.
I don't
I
necessarily
love P.
agree
Willie.
with that. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I know, but they got to have
When you're talking about an organization like the Niners,
talking about,
though,
like,
the San
George
Francisco
Kittle,
49ers, bro. They got 5 Super Bowls.
And I think
5.
you kind of stopped becoming a fan because you played so much, right? So, like, he still has that connection, right?
I get it.
And, like, George Kittle, is there anyone more 49ers than a guy like George Kittle? No, he hasn't won one, sure. But, like, it's his Mount Rushmore. He can do it how he wants.
This is from a kid who lived in Denver. And that's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember,
rate and review.
leave us a 5-star review on Spotify while you're there. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, Snapchat, and Discord now.
Shout out Gertie.
Leave a comment on the YouTube full episodes. We'll read the best ones in the future. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-2290, and we'll see you guys next week. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.